Hey everyone, welcome to the first episode of the Super Ultimate Podcast. I'm Dan.
I'm Yalinca.
I'm Riccio.
Do you love how stilted that was? It's
my
fine, we're going now.
My brain wanted to say, Let's Play Valkyrie Chronicles.
It felt weird me going second. I'm like, no, and then he did the fingers. I was like, am I saying
It's like
Guru?
the 3, 2, 1 live thing, except for we're live.
Yeah.
But when we're already live.
I feel like I still choke when you do that anyway, when you're like 3, 2, 1 intro the cast.
She always say skinny penis.
I always say skinny penis. What else am I going to say?
You're reminding me that we had on our very last piece of old content, we had one gag that we were going to do, which was about 3/4 of the way through our 6-hour episode of finishing this game. We were going to say, all right, that's enough. We're going to cut out. And I just, like, we got to a point where I was like, okay, this is where we should do it. And I was trying to do, like, hand signals to, because I didn't want to be like, Riccio, let's do the bit now.
Yeah.
So I was doing hand signals, and he didn't pick up on them right away, even though we only had one bit that we were going to do.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And so I was like, but we were totally silent for like 25 seconds on this recording when we had just been chatting, and I was just like, this is all falling to ash in my hands and I can't do anything about it. But then you did get it, and then it all worked out because the gag's in there and it's fine. But it all brings back those rushing memories of like, we didn't discuss a hand signal for this ahead of time. I don't know what's gonna happen now.
Should we talk about how we failed to finish a freaking Let's Play?
You can talk about whatever you want.
5 years.
This is the Super Ultimate Podcast. This isn't a video gaming podcast.
There's mention of video games in here.
Because we play video games.
We play video games.
Got games on my phone.
We got games on our phone.
I play Saints Row.
I don't know what that's from.
That's just her.
No, it's JonTron.
JonTron?
I've showed you this at
We're
least
not
twice.
talking about JonTron.
Oh, sorry. It's Jacques, his parrot or bird, saying.
So we're just going to talk about
randomly-
JonTron?
Yeah, we're just
we're talking about his bird.
Bird, okay.
Okay,
Just-
bird is pure.
Okay.
That's fine.
He literally just says, "I play Saints Row" out of nowhere. That's just it.
Okay.
That's the meme.
It's just like whenever you kept saying monkey bars to me, and I didn't understand it for so long. It ended up being from me.
Do we?
This is something that you had said?
Okay, so we have been talking for how many years? Around 10.
About 4. Oh,
You gonna say 4? We've been married for 4.
Okay, I'm going to go.
no, yeah, for like 10 years.
And your older content, there were memes that weren't memes back then. They were obviously just funny things to be said.
There were clips.
Shut your mouth. And
Yeah,
it was
but
when
meme is like, it's become a part of
exactly.
society or whatever.
Yeah.
You're not part
I
of
think
society.
about it since it's that old, it's probably considered dank.
I guess.
It's a dank meme now.
I guess.
It's like a
stank.
Yeah.
It's a stank meme,
A
dude.
super dank meme, okay.
Super dank. Super ultimate dank.
Oh,
Sorry,
gosh.
I'll shut my mouth. So yeah, you were playing Oh My God Pop, which
Oh,
is
boy.
dead and gone, but love that.
What the fuck is, oh my God,
It
Pop?
was a
So,
website.
okay, first it was called I'm in Like With You a long
Sure.
time ago.
Go
And
for
then
it.
it was Oh My God Pop. That's my trivia.
That didn't help me.
It
Oh,
was,
come on, Dan.
Okay, it was almost like Newgrounds, but just games. No, like, videos and stuff
Okay,
like that.
And
Alright.
multiplayer only.
Yeah,
pretty much,
and you could play, like, Hit Machine, which was, like, a
Sort of like what,
crappy
like,
rock band.
what's the thing? The Osmos game where you would, it's on .io or something.
Oh, wait, Osmos? Are you talking about Nobi Nobi Boy?
No.
You're not
Oh,
talking
the eat your people and you go around and you get bigger?
Yeah.
This big
Is
old
that not
circle, the
Nobi
swallow
Nobi
hole?
Boy?
Yeah.
No, the swallow hole.
What was that
kinda-
called? .io.
I had something. Itch. No, it's not itch.
There's
Okay, it wasn't itch. So it wasn't how that
There's
itch
been
got
like-
started.
It is that
There's
IO,
been like
Hold.io or something, I
3
don't know.
different ones. There's like Slitherio.
Yeah, there's a
with the
bunch of them
snakes,
now.
But yeah, I think it was.
Okay,
like,
I thought that was the way like itch got started somehow, but I
No,
guess
No.
it was like a
I'm
community.
Totally correct.
the
Okay,
main
alright.
thing on Oh My God Pop was like Draw My Thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was called that on
Yeah,
there.
it was Draw My Thing.
Yeah, and
I think so.
he was drawing something.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the other things were, but one thing you was drawing was monkey bars.
Yeah.
And at the end, no, someone else was drawing it because you guessed it and went,
Oh.
ha ha, monkey bars. And for years, I said that to him and he was just like, yeah.
It just became to me something she said, and I was like, yeah, she says monkey bars sometimes, man.
He just never questioned it. He's like, I like
Yeah.
you, so I'll allow it. That's fine. That's okay. Yeah.
Monkey bar.
Monkey bars.
And we're just watching me move my mouse.
Pretty much. I kind of forgot.
Deconcentrated everybody. I'm sorry.
So this is a podcast.
Yeah, this is a weird thing to come back to, kind of.
Weird.
What was the last episode? When did we say?
No, dude, you know what? Okay, so we used to have, for anybody who doesn't know this, we used to have like a YouTube channel that we were doing podcasts. We got to 131,
I thought it
111.
was like one in 08 or something.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. We got over 100 or something. And I'm pretty sure I watched it recently and it ends with, all right, we'll be back next week. It's just ended.
Our podcast got killed off camera.
Yeah. Well, no, on camera, sort of, because I was streaming the next day talking about it.
Yes, that's true. And then we killed it on that camera.
That clip's never been really found, but it's still out there. I saved it.
I did art for you guys.
Yeah, we had a line art thing that you made,
The
which was
only
awesome.
art.
Oh, that was you?
Yeah.
Oh. I
But-
probably got told that at the time. But it just
I think it was on Twitter, so
Yeah.
at some point.
But anyways, we wanted to do this for a while.
yes.
Like,
A year.
yeah.
or more, kind of.
Yeah, I
like,
think it was like August last year. We were
It's
thinking
been in
of
the
bringing it back.
pipeline for a while, but there's been like bits and pieces we wanted to get sorted. But yeah.
Yeah, I was really finicky with music and all that weird stuff, but finally did it, which is dope. And the fact that we're sitting here recording it is like, what the fuck did this
Is that
happen?
allowed?
Yeah, so
It's illegal what we're doing right now.
it's absolutely illegal to have 3 microphones in a room on. That's like a gaggle of mics or
I
something.
didn't expect you to run with like an illegal bit,
Oh,
so I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know.
He said gaggle.
It's
so
I was gonna hit the mic for like the what's the show you were saying that
Dun, dun, Law and Order.
Law and Order.
Dun, dun. What?
I mean, I was in London, living in London from.
Actually, yeah, we were gonna pretty much start it, and then there was like the whole thing about you being able to move to Canada and all that happened. It was like, all right, fuck all my plans, dude. We're doing this shit.
That was after, right?
Yeah, it was like 2 months after. Well, yeah, I think we originally wanted to start it in August, and then like there was the delay between me finding music, title, doing all that stuff, and then just hit with that, and then it was
How
like, all right,
long ago everything happened? What?
it's been like a year and a bit now.
No. I mean, like, you're talking. Okay, we're thinking about 2 different time periods where similar things happened.
Oh,
It's fine.
craziness. All right.
Yes, I was like, what's happening to my brain? Yeah, well, it's funny that you're gonna say like, oh, for those who don't know, we have like an old podcast or whatever. But in theory, this is up on the same channel,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
what you're doing.
we would put this on the Unity.
Well, it's not Unity anymore.
Yeah, it might.
It's
It'll.
named
I'll probably
Super Ultimate Podcast, or maybe
It's in the
we
middle
made a
of
joke
transitioning
before we started recording about Stupid Ultimate Podcast. So maybe it'll be named that. I don't know yet.
Oh boy! Expect a title.
No, we're not titling. You said
No,
illegal
a title.
word. Illegal word.
A title of the podcast, like the title of not of an episode.
The name of the podcast.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
No auteurs though.
Sup?
Auteurs.
For some reason, when you put it onto iTunes and stuff, it lets you put like author and like all the weird, like as if you're publishing a song,
Oh,
like,
okay.
composed of and all that stuff.
Yeah,
or at least it used to.
featuring-
I don't know. It's been years since we've
Oh.
done this. So
Can I be a producer?
sure, I can make you.
I shook so hard on that one.
Can I?
I've produced a podcast.
Okay, it sounds like a casting couch when you say it like
Well, I
that.
don't know that. No.
You want to be a star, don't you?
Oh gosh.
You have business cards made up.
No, he's got it. It's just really filthy.
They're all
I
in
don't-
He
I
just
don't like
carries
the-
around a pack of napkins.
I don't like the word filthy no more. Bless you.
Thank you.
I'm. For some reason, that made me realize that you saying that you want to be a star, don't you? Wasn't that on Family Guy? And I feel like I haven't.
Yes.
Everybody I know, I feel like dropped off Family Guy and like Simpsons and all that shit like the same time.
It's been going on too long.
But
now.
then like South Park and stuff too. Like you just kind of
Yeah.
look back and you're like, dude, that stuff's still going. It's been probably like
Well,
10
I think a
years
part
or
of it
some
is
shit.
that at least like Family Guy and South Park. I don't know. I haven't watched Simpsons in like fucking forever.
yeah.
But
They're
those
still
two shows
going.
are kind of like actually bad.
Mm.
Like they're not. There's like it's all just like scattered random jokes about stuff or like trying to be edgy about a certain thing, and then it's like, okay, I guess
Well,
somebody laughed at this. I don't know.
the weird thing is, I feel like whenever I'm like scrolling through Twitter or like a YouTube
That's
thing,
not to
there's-
say that there's not like funny stuff in them. by
No,
the
no,
way.
but
Like,
that's what I'm saying is, like,
there
a lot
can
of
be
the-
funny bits, but
looking through most of that stuff, I feel like every time I see references to like those shows, it's like the older shows but I'm still aware that they're going on, but I don't see any content from
that nobody's referencing the newer stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So it's like this. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder what the audiences are like or whatever.
I feel like shows that know when to end is like sometimes some shows end sooner than they could, but even that is like I'd rather something just end. Like there's
nothing. I mean, in all media, nothing ends anymore. It's all just like if we can build like a brand out of this and just keep going like, and making that money.
Friends was the last thing that I can think of that was like big. I'm sure there's other stuff, but I'm saying like for me.
But then they lost the phalange and they had to stop.
Stop this. All right.
Wow, a reference to some early season of Friends, I'm sure.
Late. It's late. I'm pretty sure.
Is it late?
Yeah,
okay, all right.
I know there's a plane.
I think even
is it in the last episode?
I don't know what the hell's happening.
No, they bring back the term phalange at some point,
probably,
in the maybe last season or something. But I think even like Frasier or something.
I never watched Frasier.
Frasier was pretty good. I enjoyed Frasier a lot.
I mean, right, but shows don't run for like 10, 11 years or however long those shows run for now. Or they do, but they're just like reality shows or like whatever. Those are functionally unlimited because their seasons are self-contained.
For some reason, when you said Frasier, I'm like, no, I was probably watching Wishbone or something. I was like, that's not even the fucking show I wanted to say. But Wishbone is...
The dog's in it. It's a similar dog.
I know. So I think that's what happened. Is I've never seen the dog, and I said I was gonna say Wishbone.
I think this is. I'm weeby. Everyone knows that. Well, new people won't, but you guys.
We all
know.
watch anime here on this podcast.
Riccio,
it's a safe space.
No.
Berserk has been the one show that has it been more than 10 years or something that's been. Even the manga has been
So I was working at an electronics store. 10 to 11 years ago, and someone was like. We got talking about anime. It was like, you have to see Berserk. And so he gave me burned DVDs of that. So yes, it is that old that like it was. Yeah. That's why I remember it.
All I know is Berserk is
I never watched it.
Berserk.
You didn't?
I didn't. I've never seen Berserk.
Damn, dude.
Isn't Berserk the one with the big ass sword?
I have those DVDs somewhere still.
Yep. Gutsu.
Is it bigger than Cloud's sword?
It's probably similar.
Oh, okay. Does he have to two-handed, or is he like Cloud, where it's just like a fucking featherweight thing? He's like, "What's up, dude?"
As it's described so many times in the manga or
I forgot you were a Final Fantasy expert.
No, he's not.
No. I haven't finished. 15 is the only one I finished.
I guess.
Anyway, sorry.
You haven't finished every copy of Final Fantasy 13 that you've ever bought?
I don't.
Well, I mean, he doesn't have that many. He's only got like 4.
Yeah, of each version.
Of each
right?
version.
Yeah, of each sequel. Yeah.
Dan has a joke where he keeps gifting me copies of Final Fantasy 13.
I only did it once.
Okay, somehow I've gotten Final Fantasy 13 on PS3, 360.
So the only copy I sent you was I ordered a caseless copy that was just a disc and mailed it here. That's all I did. That's the only one I did.
13. I don't
know. It was I looked for the cheapest one I could find, and I thought it would be funnier that it didn't have a case, because then I know you won't throw it out. It's probably in a box somewhere.
Definitely, 100%.
Because it's a video game, and you won't throw it out. So I thought it would be funnier that it doesn't have a box.
Also, look at you blaming Dan. You know you can refuse gifts. You can send things back to people. How dare you?
I think the funnier thing about that gift was that you were waiting for something else for a while.
Oh yeah, and it finally came in. Well, that finally came in, and I was like, "This isn't whatever the hell." It was like a microphone, like a headphones or some shit. I was like,
"Why?
This is garbage." And I'm pretty sure it still had like the receipt thing in it that said it was like $4 or something, like some stupid thing. I was like, "Oh, thanks."
I want to say it was on this shelf for the longest time.
I think I tossed it out whenever I did a cleanup, but
I'm pretty
you
sure
threw out a video game?
No, it's in the storage room.
Oh well, you know
I probably thought it was a blank disc
because you have so many other ways to play it. You didn't really need that disc.
6 other copies.
It'll be on Xbox soon. Xbox One, or is it State? No, I don't know. It's on one of the something passes. Yeah.
There is actually an old stream clip somewhere of me laughing at all your installed copies of Final Fantasy. I don't know where that is. It's somewhere.
Hey, as a throwing it out there for anybody new, I stream.
Continue.
That's it. There's no link though. You gotta just figure that part. It's like a puzzle.
Yeah,
That's
if
it.
only you had one piece of information to track down Riccio, and
Don't
there was.
don't
What do
type
you mean don't?
don't type Riccio into Google because one of two things will happen. One, cute ass porcupines, which are cute as hell.
It's hedgehogs.
Or
actually.
two, it's like some dude called like Bill Riccio who murdered the fuck out of his family or something.
Okay.
So I am neither
So-
of those,
okay,
though
wow.
I'm a cute hedgehog, maybe. I don't know.
You're saying this, but there's
Maybe.
gonna be the most recent video is gonna be some Twitch clip or something.
No, it's still that shit on top of it. Yeah.
What?
Well, actually, maybe it's skewed because of my Google search, I guess.
No. I'm talking about
Oh.
like when we post this podcast,
yeah.
it's gonna be directly above. I don't know why you're being
I
all
don't
coy
know,
about
yeah.
twitch.tv/Riccio.
No. Yeah.
There, I plugged you because you wouldn't want to plug yourself.
Don't like. Oh boy, these phrasings.
These phrasings.
What? I can reference shows, okay?
Such
Even though I've
as-
never really watched most of it. Archer?
Was these phrasings supposed to be?
Not these. Okay, I fucked it hard. No.
Bet you did, dude.
All right,
You
you
know,
guys.
you know what's funny?
What's up?
When we were in school together,
Yeah.
and I feel like you and Devin and Dustin used to talk about watching Archer all the time.
Oh man, yeah.
And I also used to watch it, but every time any of you would bring up some reference to a show, for whatever reason, my brain didn't retain anything about any episode. So I'd be like, I know I watched exactly what the fuck they're talking about, but I cannot remember any. There's just nothing in my brain.
Did you tend to watch stuff while doing stuff?
Back then, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
I've had a big multitasking problem of like, I gotta be doing two things at once, and yeah, now I've kind of cured that over the last year or so. So that's nice. I can actually focus on one thing. I don't have a second screen in front of me right now.
Yeah. I used to do that with WoW a lot. Have a bunch of shows and stuff playing. But then
We used to do that on our old podcast.
yeah, but
We
like,
used to have a
oh,
game or
yeah,
something
yeah,
playing
those videos.
so that we could pay attention to something and not.
Or for people watching, they could. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why we really. Was that for us or was it for?
Oh, why it started?
Yeah.
You're curious as to why it started.
I can't
Mister,
remember.
I would need to play Diablo tonight.
Oh no!
because-
no. Okay, no. I took it back. I rescind my question. It has been cindered. What the hell is I about to say? Oh yeah, no, about watching stuff. So you say you can't retain stuff yet.
What?
Even now, whenever I'm not multitasking shit, I feel like my memory of fucking
Oh.
movies or TV shows is garbage.
Well, it's like I feel like as we get older, it's like your memory is being way more selective about what it's actually storing in your brain.
I guess so.
I don't have any. There's no scientific backup for this
Yeah.
theory that I'm spouting right now, but it's like it feels like my brain is like mostly full, and there's like a top 10% that is like, this is the new available space. Like it's very. My brain needs a defrag, is what I'm trying to say
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
What's my credit card number or my whatever thing? Can't remember it. But yo, when you're playing Destiny, okay, I know that if ever you have this equipped with the like all this thing, the boss is in that corner. But if you do this thing, that's how you get Whisper, all that garbage.
If you say the name of a gun to me, I know exactly what two perks
Yeah.
will be good on it. Yes,
Oh, we
exactly.
haven't done this raid in like 2 years. Cool. Let me just load it up. Let me just rattle off every part of
We
it.
didn't even have to look up how to do any encounter. We just knew.
Yeah, my brain. I don't know what the hell's going on there.
I remember most random things about Star Wars, but I can't.
Damn it! I used to try to keep a specific.
What did I eat yesterday?
When you made me rewatch, well, you didn't make me. Whenever we rewatched the Star
You're gonna
Wars,
Sit the fuck down. And you're gonna watch
felt
Star
like
Wars.
that. It felt like that when I was like, okay, I'm gonna forget these, and we're like, no, we're watching only 3 today. Anyway, but there was like specific jokes I try to remember or like things, and now they're fucking gone. All I remember now from like rewatching those old Star Wars movies is like Han Solo or something standing outside of a door, going like, I don't know, dude. After
Why
like he
is
shoots it
it
or something.
always what
Like
a
that's the.
person is and where they are? It's never
don't
like
know.
the scene half
That's
the
from
time.
Return of the Jedi near
Yeah.
the end.
Is that the third one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I remember that part.
Okay.
Totally perfect. And then that's. I don't know what leads
Yeah.
to it or where.
Like it's always going to be
We had
importance to you as well, right? If you don't,
Yes,
if
yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
important to you,
I-
you're not going to.
I think we had more fun watching
Yeah.
those original Star Wars movies because like I knew a lot about them and we were kind of just chatting about like making of.
It was
them and
also
stuff,
cool to
and-
hear you talk about like some of the extra trivia, or is that called trivia? Like whatever
Oh.
tidbits
Yeah, I
of
don't know.
info.
It's just random facts about the
Yeah.
movie or what's going on, and then Devin was having fun because obviously he'd seen them before, and he was just
yeah.
making jokes about stuff. And I think at least watching the like 4, 5, 6,
yeah.
that was like a fun like.
Yeah. I still
a good time as friends together.
Talking about watching those ones, the third one of the prequels.
Yes, that's the one we took forever to watch.
I honestly have no recollection of that movie. The only recollection I have is watching a video later on with like the Anakin dude being like half in lava or some shit. Like that's
Spoiler.
I think that's from the second one.
Okay. My brain's busted.
Jedi get killed in that one.
That's not busted. I've watched every Star Wars film growing up. Pretty sure I've watched the Christmas one.
I've never even seen the Christmas one.
All I've remembered is that I like Ewoks.
Ewoks are fine.
That's it.
The only thing I remember about Star Wars is mostly the dumb names that I made. Rabe Saberman and
Bread Doberman.
I couldn't remember.
You made like 8.
There were at least 8.
And we only have those 2.
Because they were the top tier of the bunch.
Right. They were the S tier ones, and then we forgot Alien below.
Rabe is up there over Bread because you just put Bread and a Doberman together.
Yeah, but that's a Star Wars name.
I mean, it is, but Rabe Saberman.
I feel like Rabe could be a name of a character in Star Wars. You know, they would never just name a character Bread.
I don't know, man. The dude drank tit milk out of a fucking alien. Oh my god,
yeah, but that's allowed.
You remember the recent Star Wars movies?
Okay, I specifically remember that scene. I don't remember what else happens. They go to a casino or something, but whatever. Tit milk and casino and Rabe Saberman is the...
Yeah, that's Star Wars. There you got it.
Yeah.
But...
that's fine. There's a new one in a month.
Yeah,
or less.
I
2
almost
weeks?
forgot that we got tickets for it, so I had to remember and put that date in, or else it would just go by and be like, "All right, Star Wars was
Oops." I'm gonna have to start not going on social media soon because I'm sure spoilers are gonna get out there.
Yeah. I hate when they do that with like they have those early showings, whatever, which is fine. Like I understand they have to do that, but I feel like more and more, even with games and stuff recently, when there'll be like a Dark Souls or something that comes out.
Yeah.
And then they'll just be like, cool, streamers get it a week early. And you're like, oh no, the whole part where like everybody's figuring out stuff together.
Yeah.
That whole part is kind of ruined.
I don't mind like, it doesn't tie directly into what you're saying
that's
about
fine.
Park It, but like the idea of people spoiling stuff. Like if you're just like very plugged in and online and you see a spoiler for something, it's kind of like, but it was just people chatting about it or whatever. It's like, okay, I fucked up. I should have been offline.
Yeah.
But the people that go out of their way to like
PM you on Reddit or something.
Yeah, exactly. To like
man.
spoil a certain part in something or like get you with a sentence that's like designed to spoil as much of the movie as possible.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Just why? Just why?
Yeah.
Because you're a bad person.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like, I think the 2 biggest things I was spoiled on was Portal 2's ending.
Oh.
And Endgame.
I think Endgame, Endgame I got spoiled.
But that wasn't even like, okay, Portal 2 was kind of like, well, it's the journey to the end anyway, so I was like, okay, fine, whatever.
I wouldn't think about like,
it's just because the character and like the journey.
Yeah.
But whatever. Endgame was kind of just like I had kind of guessed something was going to happen to someone.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, it's still kind of like I didn't need the confirmation, but I knew, but wow.
Yeah.
And it was in, sorry to just call you out, Atty, but it was in Atty's chat.
Yeah.
And it was just like...
friend of ours who streams, but...
Yeah, it was just
we were
like,
just watching
wow.
It was not even like, nothing was really going on to someone pops in, just like, here you go.
What even was
just
it?
a drive-by like spoiler. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's exactly the kind of shit that's like...
why?
You know, but sometimes when things get spoiled in person by accident, they can make good stories. I feel like I've told this story before.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
I think I told it when we were playing Gears of War 5.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Yes, because...
we probably said it during 4 as well.
Yeah, we probably did. I love this story because... So, our friend Kumar, me and him used to live real close together. And I used to live in a house that was just the kind of like... There was like 4 people living there, and it was just kind of like always unlocked type of place. Like, people can just walk in and just go say hi to whoever. Doesn't matter.
It's like a sitcom. Okay, keep going.
I didn't want to say like what the fuck you saying because I knew what you meant, but I was like, what does that have to? Okay, all right.
Idiot.
My brain. Yeah. So, me and my other friend Stuart, we were sitting, hanging out, playing Gears of War 3. It had just come out like a day before, and we were playing horde mode. We were having a good time shooting stuff, and this is.
Are you gonna say the spoiler?
I am gonna say the spoiler for Gears 3. If anyone just skip ahead like in a minute.
Frantically wrestle your phone.
Kumar
next.
basically appears behind us with like because you didn't have to, there wasn't an apartment, you didn't have to buzz in, you didn't have to knock on a door, you didn't have to even text to say he was coming because he lived nearby. He appeared behind us and said like, "Oh, you're playing the new Gears, man, real sad when Dom died." And we were just sitting there like, "Oi, we haven't," and we kind of turned around and looked at Kumar, and he was just like, he didn't know what to say either because he was like, "I don't."
Have you even played it, or did you just know?
He played the whole thing already. It's been out for like a day.
Holy shit.
And we were just all kind of sitting there, and he's just like, "I don't know what to do anymore," and we didn't know what to do. And I was like,
"Do you die?"
Horde. Like yeah. Anyways, that's a great story, and like I don't know. So some good things can come of being spoiled for stuff, but I not usually. I don't know.
I think for getting spoiled, I don't know why it's one of the one things I remember, but Bioshock Infinite was the one thing that somebody spoiled to me. But they spoiled it twice while I was playing it. There's like donations, whatever, coming in, or like a chat, or like something that made it pop up on my screen, and I read it.
What's a spoiler in that game?
So here's the thing: is they would spoil it, and I read it, and I'm like, okay, like that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like I don't know what you're saying, that doesn't make any fucking sense. And then like just playing it, and then there's like that like 10 minutes before the end when stuff's going on, and I like. The revelations are happening, and I'm looking at them like, oh my god, this is what they were saying, and like this is really what the fuck.
You had a back reaction to the spoiler.
And I remember just like, also they didn't type it that great, and they were trying to jam it into like a sentence or two or whatever.
To get it, yes.
And it was just like this. That's fucking like, what the fuck is that type of thing? But anyway, I remember for some reason that made me laugh, but I was like laughing but angry and like. Then also the revelation happened, and I was like, shit. Okay.
Should I have banned you? Oh god.
What was your name? But yeah.
I've had like one real life spoiler, and it was my mom. God bless her. I mean, she's still with us, but she's in London, so God bless her. And it was
gone too soon.
Gone too soon. Rip in peace. It was. She doesn't often go out to see movies. So she was excited. So I understand. She came back home, and it was the movie The Knowing. So it's not even like it was like a blockbuster. It's Nick Cage. So obviously...
Were we talking about this movie after we watched Ghost Rider?
Yeah,
okay.
I think I told you guys about this. But
well, I remember I know the spoiler.
Yeah.
Do you know the spoiler?
I don't even know what the movie is. Like I don't know.
Okay,
every time we bring it up, you guys say, "Is it like Next?" No, it's not like Next.
No.
It's like Next. Okay, that's like the conversation every time.
We watched the trailer of it at some point.
Yeah,
It's
then we immediately watched the next trailer.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
I don't remember any of it.
Oh, and I don't know why it's so specific in my brain that I had either just gone out the bath or I was in the bathroom cleaning it. And my mum came up behind me. She's like, "Oh, the movie was so good." I was like, "Oh, really?" She's like, "Yeah, you should go see it. He dies at the end." It's like, what the fuck?
I like the real life spoiler incidents that are like ambushes like that. That's why I think my story is so funny too, because it's just like we didn't know he was there, and the thing's already destroyed. I don't know. Everything happened so fast.
No one could have stopped it.
I like the idea that people are just like, "Oh, what's this podcast?" Oh, I was let me just pause The Knowing and you know what? I'm gonna delay my Gears of War 3 playthrough for the next half an hour. Let's listen to this podcast really quick. Get ambushed.
The Knowing is a literal 10-year-old movie.
Gears of War is probably 10
maybe
years
not,
old.
but
Yeah, it was like 2010 or something.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Yeah.
No one's gonna check. If you guys want to check,
Cage movie, like,
Don't tell us we were wrong.
Yeah,
don't care. He dies.
that has stuck with me for ages. I don't know if you guys know where the "he dies" come from.
No, I have no
It's
idea.
literally Harry Potter stuff.
Oh.
There was people trying to spoil kids like buying the books, like the last couple books.
I've seen that video.
Yeah.
The guy like driving by the line.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like middle of the night, and it's like a shitty old video, and it's a guy with like an old, like really old, like there's 4 pixels on the screen, and he's driving by this line of people waiting outside a bookstore, and he's just shouting spoilers at them. So literal drive-by spoiler.
Oh my God.
You have to say it in that accent
He
and that kind of
dies.
"he dies." It has to be that, because that's how it is.
Wow. So the person, this imaginary person, is sitting with a Harry Potter book in his hand,
He's just like, okay, well,
putting down a
2
360
out of 3
controller.
things were spoiled. Thank God that. Ah!
Listen, if you're that deep and we've already spoiled 3 things, you can go. It's okay. We will understand.
The nice upside of spoiling things now is that sort of like I won't remember it by the time I see the thing usually.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I'm worried about for that is going to be when Last of Us 2 drops. I think that's the one thing that...
It's good that you voiced that opinion and now you're going to get
everybody
spoilers.
knows.
Yeah.
No, you don't understand. When I do it, I'm going to like fully disconnect. There's going to be like no overlay. I'm not going to have like my stream up pretty much. Chat's going to be like just... I'll use Discord voice chat with like somebody talking to me or something. Like, whatever, man. Preserving that thing. But no, I'm
Immediately started on survival or whatever the hell.
I'm literally gonna do all that
How
shit.
many times have you played Last of Us?
Oh man, I think like 10 now. Probably more. Probably a bit more. Yeah, probably more.
What game
Across
have I played through
PS3
that
and
many
PS4.
times?
And then I played it for... Sorry, Addy, I'm outing you again, but I played it for him in Austin whenever we went there. Austin, Texas?
Oxton, Texan.
Texas? I played it for him playthrough, just over there, just chilling for visit. But
Just chilling.
Why is that outing him?
Just chilling.
because
Played it on
he
Grounded.
got grounded trophy done because I did a whole playthrough for him.
Okay, I had to think for a second because I didn't realize that it was the difficulty was called grounded.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it sounded like he got grounded
No,
because
yeah.
you did a playthrough
Yeah,
for him.
No, yeah, he was he bad boy.
You bad boy. I very much enjoy the terms playing grounded, just chilling, being put together.
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah, that's a fun playthrough, dude.
No.
It's a relaxing time.
No. You struggled.
What I was gonna say though, it'd be funny if I put up all these barriers to stop these spoilers, and then like, don't do this. I just, it's release
Please.
day, you get like an Amazon package or some shit, you know what I mean? And it's like a gift, and you just read the note, like it's a physical thing. Like they've just bypassed all of my shit that I've prepared, and you
like
read a note.
some fan that
Yeah,
has your
yeah.
address like mails you the 1-sentence spoiler
You're
about
just like,
Last of Us 2.
and then the gift in the thing is probably just like a rotted piece of apple or something. Like it's not even like anything good too. Like it's a double loss.
For whoever does this, make sure it's a copy of Final Fantasy.
Yeah. No, I'm excited for that.
Cool.
Just like locked
To not get spoiled, but to
down,
play it.
just like locked down, like iron bars over your, like nothing's getting in. I built a Faraday cage around my room. I'm not leaving, and then just like here, yeah, you got some mail. We infiltrated the system.
Oh man. That like some next level, like somebody who works at, like the phone company I have just calls like, hey, yeah, we're just trying to see, do you want to renew your stuff? By the way, you did that. Just starts yelling.
Just go into shock.
Like the idea that you managed to meet Neil Druckmann or someone and they just like whispered to you the spoiler.
Oh
You're
my
just like, oh my god, dude, I'm so happy to finally meet you. And he's just like, she dies.
And you're just like, just shut down. Just,
Oh,
because you
man.
wouldn't know what to do in that situation.
I don't know why-
If you met Neil Druckmann and he literally shook your hand, didn't say a greeting, and just said a spoiler about Last of Us 2.
In my imagination, when this is happening, he's shaking my hand. He goes, he whispers, he says like whatever, like she dies, and then when he's pulling back out, he's got a crumbled disc of it, and he's doing that like salt thing, like that like really sassy dude who's just like salting a steak or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just that with like dust of the game, and then it's just like somehow that's like banning me from ever having a copy. Like it's some magic shit going on. And it's like, oh wow, okay. Well, at least I know the story. But that's
Or
the
do you at that
that's the
point?
imagination
He's
going in my
He's
head.
a magician. He could have been lying from the start. You don't know.
She is Nathan Drake.
I think it's funny that Kumar met
Yeah.
Neil
once,
Druckmann.
so this
I still remember when he sent a picture like, yeah, I'm just
Could
having a
happen.
lunch.
Could happen.
That that's the reveal is Kumar says he's gonna come slap me and like Neil Druckmann shows up and just fucking hits me in the face.
at the
I'm like,
same time as saying
spoil like as I'm starting it, it's just the excitement, the sadness, the pain, the spoil, the game
he
being
just leaves
just
and he's
deleted
gone.
off my hard
Yeah.
drive, just unable to ever see it again.
he's
Yeah.
walking out like saying your IP address to like
Take him offline. I
yeah.
don't know why he sounds like that, but let's do this.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time. Care package incoming. Also, why would the mission be failed if he actually did it?
I don't know. No,
I think I brought this up last time you started doing those quotes. I think it was when I was sick and we were just saying stuff.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny that you only knew the failed mission, the losing side quotes.
Look at me, Dad. You think I know the winning quotes? Really?
But she gets care packages though.
Care package incoming.
Oh man.
UAV online. What other kill streaks are there? Who knows? It's a mystery.
I feel like whenever
do.
I'm playing Call of Duty, I'm like the only person running around with a rocket launcher to knock UAVs out of the sky, and I'm like a sleeper agent, man. Every time I hear like enemy UAV online, it's like, oh, snap into it. The code's
Just
going.
rocket out.
Yeah,
up in the
let's
sky.
find it. Trying to do objectives doesn't matter. I'm looking in the sky. I'm looking for that UAV or whatever the hell. I don't know.
I think that's why I love watching you play those types of games, because you kind of like, he has moments of just like not caring.
That's
kind
true,
of just, like,
because he's
playing
saying
it.
this, but he will also be shooting. He'll kill someone, hear the UAV, look up, shoot it,
In Call of Duty, we're talking about Call of Duty here.
and then immediately go back. Like because you're very fast at video games.
And it's amazing that I feel like if I was to try and do that in games, instantly headshotted, like instantly dead. But he always manages to be in a place where no one sees him, or he'll get the shot off before he dies. Whereas me, it's like I'm barely out or spawned and I'm already dead again. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I shouldn't try it.
We were Riccio was helping a couple people through the Nightfall strike, the 981 for Destiny.
A very difficult mode in Destiny 2.
Yes. And there was a point where someone got disconnected, and so it was just I was playing for Riccio because he was eating.
Having some hot breakfast was delicious. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh.
And the the enemy killed me, and then the only other person in the strike came over to pick me up. If he died, this would have been back to checkpoint. He walked over, picked me up, just managed to back off, and before the reviving animation had finished, was immediately dead again because the enemy was still shooting in that direction. And it was just like there was literally nothing I could do. I was ready to move. I was pressing buttons.
I was the enemy.
Instantly dead. Yeah. So that's what happened to me in Call of Duty as well. It's just like, let's do this.
But you know,
First blood.
I found out where Riccio gets his talent from. We had his parents over for VR night once.
Mm-hmm.
And we had...
This is when I first bought the Vive 2 years ago?
Yeah.
I guess. I bought it for like...
God.
That was like a weird whim of like, oh man, I really don't want to spend this much money. And then it was like, I could have my parents over and this could be funny. See them play video games.
And the first thing that your mum actually tried playing was Zombie Simulator.
Zombie apocalypse, or it's like 2D
Were you
cardboard.
shooting the cardboard cutouts?
Yeah.
Cardboard cutouts of zombies.
And like the headset's on, she's got the Joy-Cons or whatever in her hands. I can't believe I'm calling them
Vive remotes.
I can't believe I just
Nintendo
did
will be
that.
contacting you
Disgusted.
shortly.
They're actually Vive wands.
Okay.
So like,
Cease
that's
and
how-
desist.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
care package.
She's in the starting part of the game, which is like a...
Sorry, real quick. You
Okay.
saying that after the mission failed, it makes it extra funny to me because you only just got the care package and then you lose.
That's a saving chopper gunner, man.
She's in the starting part of the game, which is like a lobby where you have like all your items, all your guns that you can like change and customize, and like random cardboard cutout zombies going past. And she's in that bit, just basically like, how do I shoot? And she just headshot in like 3-4 zombies, and it's just like,
just so you know, Yalinca's animating her hands wildly
like,
around.
I'm reapering, I'm death blossoming
doing the
pretty
death
much.
blossom from
I'm
the
John
left.
Wicking pretty much, just
Yeah.
like, has he ever had two? So it was one
No,
gun.
you're
Yeah.
doing equilibrium. That's
Okay.
what you're doing exactly. The like
Okay.
spinning around the gun kata. Is that what it's
I
called?
guess so.
I like this is phenomenal to just listen to as they're flailing their hands around going.
They know what we're saying. but
But
yeah,
yeah.
that made me understand where your skill comes from.
I don't think I may have cut you off before you do it. She was doing that and then she was just immediately headshotting shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
So,
literally just like
like flailing. How do I like 3 perfect headshots and like zombies in the distance? Like not even.
But it's the fact that she was saying, how do I shoot
Yeah.
while shooting,
While
killing, decimating,
expertly.
completely obliterating.
First time she's ever
massive
tried
loss
a wand.
of life.
Yeah.
And she's just like, how do I do this?
Has never handled a wand or pretty much played like
Or a
first-person
gun.
shooters. Yeah, it's just it was good. It was good. Man, I haven't played VR in a really long time. I feel like
Yeah.
every time I try to do it now, it gets me immediately pretty sick, which I've lost my VR legs. And then they showed that new like Half-Life thing that now I kind of want to get the Valve Index controllers, but
Well, the last thing
If you have the headset, do you only need the controllers?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't have to
okay.
buy the room scale box things anymore. I could literally just buy the controllers and then it would just work.
That's nice.
They're
For
still
you.
$360 something.
That's a lot of money.
But if my wands are kind of busted, and if I want to replace them, I think they're like
It's not
100.
something you should say out loud, but okay.
What-
Sorry, it just sounded like a
The
penis
wands are
joke.
busted.
Yeah.
I use them too much. I hit them against the wall a whole bunch.
Exactly.
We both hit them against the wall a
Yeah.
lot.
I've
Dan and I have
injured
been hitting
myself
our
playing ER.
Yeah.
VR.
Dan and I hit
VR.
our wands against the wall pretty often. But no, one of
I don't
them's a
think
little
you
bit.
put me in the same sentence.
I don't know. One of them's really wonky, and it's like $130 to replace it. Or
Or
I can
you just spend the $300 and you get the brand new ones.
and I get two. Or I can
Yeah.
send it to I almost said HPV Vive. Oh my god.
H3.
HTC Vibe.
Cons.
Listen, whatever, dude. I could ship them, and it costs a lot of money to ship it, and then they repair it, and then it's garbage, and they bring it back, and it's shit. Anyway, point is,
Okay, wow.
HPV
Yeah.
vibe.
that's not it.
I mean, that's what you said.
I know, but it's not. That's not what I wanted.
I did everything I was supposed to. That's not fair.
Wow. Hot banger of a first episode, y'all. Holy shit. Wow.
What about your ones? Sorry. I
They're
didn't
they're
quite understand.
just like one of them's kind of wonky. It doesn't work so good when you touch the thumb part stuff on it.
Headsets a bit like
Anyways, I just heard
Okay.
bad stuff about returning it to them.
I've
Sometimes they,
cut my finger open while using
Yeah.
Are
those.
you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, you don't remember that?
yeah, he blasted on like there's like a
Oh.
small box or something. I think you hit it on too.
I
I
thought
hit it
you-
on one of these.
Oh, that's true. There was on
Yeah.
that.
I thought you meant like
Multiple times.
on the actual
Sorry, I
thing.
said one of these and I pointed to it. It's the mic.
It's the microphone stand,
Stand,
the little
yeah.
shock mount. But
Remember when you nearly
Pounced?
punched us both?
well, it
Oh
got-
yeah, and we have to just be like, we
We
have
had
to
to
leave.
leave.
Yeah,
We had
like
to
get the
go.
fuck out of this room.
Wasn't even in VR. Just
See-
try to.
like, no, it was absolutely in VR.
Don't worry, we'll get you out after this.
Thank you.
Oh no. I've wanted a VR for a while, but I feel like the way our room is set up now, everything is too like close by that I don't want to punch the TV, or if the cat comes in there, I'm not going to kick the cat.
I think
in
it
the face.
did die after you put wall mounted the TV.
Yeah.
I think that was the moment that like
The thing is, it could still totally work as long as you have that like intense mental like
spatial awareness.
spatial awareness. I cannot step forward ever. Like
Yeah.
stand still, rotate around yourself.
I
but-
think you could, and maybe even I could, but
Anybody
no,
else
No
around.
offense, Dan. Anyone
No,
else?
I've hit myself on
like-
every surface in here while playing that thing.
Yeah.
I'm not like VR's great. like
I think I'm good enough at standing in one place when I play VR, and you're good enough of kind of like knowing where the boundaries are.
Yeah.
But anyone else who comes, they don't give a fuck.
Dude,
You punch the TV out.
If you ever want to just be like terrified, you have like a VR setup where people are standing and then invite people to your house and then just watch them as their hand, like they're not even doing anything extreme. They're just kind of like reaching and grabbing for stuff, but you're just seeing it like that's going really close to the table. Oh, okay. Oh, that's going close to somebody. Oh, that's the wall. Oh, that's the TV. That's the light. Oh, like I feel like I was watching you guys at one point. I'd just be like, dude, if something gets fucking busted, like I guess whatever. I'm not.
most of the times that I've played VR, someone's gotten injured.
Yeah, I think every time you've been here,
Not in, like, a
it was
serious
mostly
way,
you. No,
but,
it was
like,
a bump.
Yeah, well, I like bashed my hand in a weird way on the wall.
Yeah.
And then I cut my finger open on the mic
Yeah.
stand. That I love that clip, by the way, because it's like I'm just playing, and then all of a sudden it's like the hit, and you can hear the like,
Yeah, the
and
little
then,
mic shake.
yeah, and then me just kind of like dropping the controllers and falling to the floor because I'm like bleeding, and it's like, oh my god, what happened?
didn't even like Alice punch their hand into the ceiling.
Yes, that did happen
Yeah.
while playing the climbing game. Yes, yeah.
VR is dangerous, dude.
My friend Jess, we were playing Job Simulator.
Yeah.
And it's the convenience store.
I don't even know if I've done all three of those. I think
Okay,
it was like
but there's a thing on the counter that you can put any item that you grab into it, and it makes it giant.
oh,
So
okay.
she put a hot dog and a bun and whatever in there and put it in, and it made it giant. But then it's circular, so it rolled off the counter. And she went like, oh no, it went away. And she actually put her hands forward to lean on the counter and look over the counter, but there's nothing there.
Oh,
So
boy.
it was this full just like face plant into the ground.
Oh man.
And we couldn't really, we were all fucking dying laughing.
You
but
feel
we
bad,
couldn't
but-
really tell if she was like crying or laughing herself because it was this kind of like she was on the floor just like huddled against her head like this, and there was a really loud smack because the headset hit the floor too.
Oh gosh.
It still works, thank God. But it was.
But she's okay too.
Yeah, no, she's fine. But she was also dying laughing
Oh
because
my
she couldn't
God.
believe that she had just done that. So, yes, so VR is a
Wow.
good time, but not around me apparently.
And of course, chair in the room.
Oh man,
Be-
I played a scary game. I thought I broke my headset.
You almost did. You
Well,
almost did.
The speed and power that came out of my face as I rushed it to the ground and it smashed the headset on it. And then you look on the clip, it like breaks the video, but it's because I pulled hard
Yeah.
and it ripped the cable out the back a little bit.
I
but
still don't know if I blame myself because
you didn't tell me
okay,
that.
we were.
dude.
I was walking him through that game because it's a scary game.
Yeah.
And VR and scary games are like, Riccio can do scary games where he stalls. He takes his time. He'll pause. He'll need an escape button so that he can play it. VR is kind of just like
You're in there.
you're in there, and there's no way you're gonna be there and trying to reach for escape. Like that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
So he needed me. Well, I didn't, but I said I was going to walk him through the game.
Were you supposed to tell him scares coming up? Or
I
not?
was supposed to.
Oh,
But
okay.
it was like the end of the game. He was out of the scare area.
Like about to be 2 seconds to credits. Like that's literally.
Well, that's right, because you can see the first of the
credits-
credit come
yeah.
on in that
Mm.
clip, and then yeah.
And there was just I mean, it is a jump scare, but it was just a dude that just happens to be really close to you when you turn around.
And a small piano sound, like a dun,
Yeah.
dun, like that's.
And he was
Not even like a brand.
no,
Like not,
it's the lightest, nicest kind of almost like Breath of the Wild.
It's, like
just
it's more of a
dun,
stinger, like a reveal,
Yeah.
like oh, it's not done yet.
oh right, because you're not supposed to be looking at a coffee pot and
Yeah.
flicking your hands around and spinning
Not
around
that
wildly.
anyone could hear that piano because the guttural scream that came from you as you went from upright to on the ground in a fetal position
Well,
within
'cause there's
2
this
seconds.
like wild hand waving back. It's like you got punched in the chest, is what
Yeah.
it looks like, but like so hard that you're like it like flew backwards into the ground.
and
good
then
clip.
the vomiting sounds.
I don't know why my default thing when I'm terrified is to vomit, but that's fine.
Get scared, gotta warm it, dude. Right?
Listen, it's. Would you fight someone who's vomiting on themselves?
Yes.
No, exactly
Yes,
no.
I would. That's the best time to fight someone. They're already down,
Already
already
vomiting.
weak.
Well, I'm not good food at that point because I'm covered in my own. What's the resin for some
I'm
reason?
sorry. Are we cannibals now?
No, I'm just saying like if ever like some. Yeah, I guess that's what I
It was
getting
just
at.
a man.
No.
It was just I think he was like a pope or like.
Would a bear attack you if you were vomiting on
father.
yourself? Would like if you were still but you were vomiting on yourself?
It wouldn't care.
It would just
If
eat
it was
you.
inside you, it would still eat you.
Oh, boy.
So I don't think animals typically eat. Like I think
Vomit?
bears specifically, they won't eat you if you're still because they don't want like they want to kill you themselves so that it's fresh meat because animals can't cook. They need to eat it fresh or it might be like diseased or rotten or whatever.
Okay.
So I don't know what the actively vomiting on yourself would bring into that equation. I don't.
I don't know why you saying animals can't cook made my brain almost do like a Keanu like, whoa. Damn.
I mean, I
Wow.
know it was a dumb thing
I
when I
know.
said it.
But it was like a oh.
He needed you to say it, as you
It's
can
like
see.
it's like that implied thing that no one says.
The subtext of the world. Animals can't cook.
You know what, dude? Animals can't cook. Bubby eat free, dude. Subway.
So I want to bring up Death Stranding
Okay.
because you two have been playing it together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been playing it with my wife Liz and with Jess.
Mm.
We all went in on a copy and we're playing it alongside each other.
Cool.
But I'm doing kind of like random delivery grinding
Okay.
stuff and then getting up to like story points for when Jess is over.
Oh,
and we
you
can
mean
all-
like
yeah.
oh, okay, I get it.
like
You're
doing standard orders and
on the side, and then whenever they're
yeah, then I actually do like the main orders and go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Because there's a lot of like running back and forth
Yeah.
and like bringing stuff places and just like, okay, I need to build a road here, so I need to go get materials from like a really far away place. Point is, I run into a lot of mules because there's a lot of random deliveries that are like, go get this thing from a mule camp. And you talking about beating up someone when they're on the ground vomiting reminded me that the main way I deal with mules in that game is by using the bola gun thing, and then that doesn't knock them out, but you walk up to them and you just kick them in the head.
So-
like that's
So I haven't known about that because I was playing, and
Oh.
all I do is bowl them, so tie them up so that they
oh,
can't
but you
steal my-
don't kick them afterwards.
So no, so
Oh,
I've been
okay,
playing.
all right.
I've
Where's
been playing,
this going?
I've been playing for like 20 hours every time I get to mule camps. Which in that game you're delivering
the
stuff.
other thing, if I forget to bring a bullet gun with me, I'll just beat up one and then take whatever they're carrying and then hit the other people.
Yeah, I would do that too.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Mules are nothing.
So as context a little bit, Death Stranding, whatever, you walk around, bring packages. Mules are people who want to take your packages, all that stuff. So I tie them
FedEx
down.
Simulator
Yeah.
2049.
So I tie them down. That sounds so bad. Okay, I use a bullet
What?
gun which shoots a rope and ties them down.
Oh,
But I would go into a
I thought you
camp.
said my joke sounded bad.
No,
I was like,
no.
Oh my God,
No, I
that's
said I
really
tie them
savage.
down. I was like, I was like, I don't want to tie them down. Anyways, when I go in, I would bolo them, so tie them down, and then there's maybe like what 10, 15 people in a
You
camp.
said it again.
But there's like 10, 15 people in a camp.
Yeah, sure.
I would do that, and I'd be like, dude, there's like hundreds, man. I bolo them, and I pull out my other one, I keep boloing, and then like everybody's like just coming at me. I don't know when does it stop?
Because they just untie themselves.
They just untie themselves. They can't. So I was like deep in camps, like just, dude, this is tough, man. Maybe it's because I'm playing on hard, man. Like this is fucking nuts. And then like I'm 20 something hours in, and then somebody who's been watching the stream, Slayer, he just like DMs me. He's like, you can like kick them, and it knocks them out when they're down. Like then they stop. I was like, oh, that'd have been a nice thing to have like that little like. There's so many random tooltips that pop up, but like that never. Not
So
tooltips,
I
but, like, a tip.
didn't. I guess I just found out about it because I went out and tested the bullet gun on one at like close range because they sprint up to you, right?
Oh yeah.
And then there was just the kick prompt, so I was like, okay, and then
There's a prompt?
knocked him out. Yeah.
Well, now there's my tooltip idea out the window. It fucking tells you to kick them. But oh boy, okay.
The one I know that game has like really polarizing reception on it, but I feel like my only real complaint with that game is, first of all, there should be a mode that just lets you like, hey, when you're doing random bullshit, can you just skip all these same age cutscenes? Just
Oh yeah,
just-
you can skip them.
no,
but it's
I
a
know,
lot.
but it's like I'm playing a fucking QuickTime event to like,
Yeah.
how soon can I press start, left, skip?
Oh, I
you
can't
know,
believe
like,
you brought all this stuff back. Let's see what it looks like. Wow, these are in great condition. Thanks, Sam.
take a break every once in a while, huh?
Here's an item I think you need. Oh no.
Here's a custom hematic grenade for the 18th
So
fucking time.
Here's the confusing part: is in that game you're throwing your shit and piss at people, and then they make one. Does that like what's the custom one? Is it like mixed with your shit piss or blood
What?
and shit and piss? Blood.
There's every time you go and sleep, they take your blood and they send it around. To
No, but
people.
when they give you the custom ones, though,
Isn't that
who's
what the
shit and piss?
custom one is?
But you get it from like the dude who
The
makes
craftsman guy, yeah.
the guy who makes Horizon Zero Dawn.
Is that from,
Yes.
is that from your blood then?
I guess it's maybe your blood they
'Cause
deliver
they're
to them.
taking it.
I guess.
So,
Who's
from
who
what
is
I
it?
understand, those grenades are empty unless you specifically.
You're right.
'cause-
Yeah. Okay. You're right. So whenever you charge it, it pulls from your hand.
Yeah, and then there's specific ones that you
Fine.
actually use the donated blood and you bring to other places.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Anyway, I'm enjoying the game a lot.
So am I.
Still need to finish
I
it.
just like driving around and delivering stuff to random places. I like the thing I actually really like doing because I'm just doing random grinding stuff. I think I'm like porter level 220 or something like that.
Okay.
Whatever. I don't know if you know what your level number is.
I think I'm like
'cause
200 something. I built
Okay,
some
all right,
roads, and
yeah.
it, next time I log in, I'm gonna.
Oh,
I'm
it's
gonna-
like so road you use this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I built like say there's 10 roads between
Yeah,
the
okay.
first and the distribution center. I built like 9 of them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I went to hop on a stream like, guys, we're gonna do some story today. But first, I'm just gonna build a few roads. Went from past the craftsman, I think, all the way down, all the way to the bottom. I just built all
Yes,
of them.
yeah,
and
that's what I did
so-
too. Yeah, I because I was like, well,
Spoilers is roads. Speaking of drive-by spoilers.
wow, you can build things in Death Stranding. What the fuck?
Of course, I waited until like an hour into this talk with it. But yeah, it was fun.
There's something really calming about just like I can build a truck now. This is where I just got to. And-
Trucks make it silly.
Oh, the trucks are like it's just like I'll take everything you have, load onto vehicle. Great, it all fits. There's no fucking problem. Let's go.
Yeah.
Um,
All the roads you've just built, it's like, all right, yeah, let's go.
yeah,
That's the thing.
forget it. This is gonna take like 2 minutes. I'll get a
Yeah.
fuckload of XP. But there's the one guy that's up in the mountain there.
I haven't
the
gone
elder.
to him yet. Oh, okay, that mountain.
No, you're like way ahead of me story wise.
Okay.
I'm at the point where I have to go to South Knot City,
Oh, okay.
and I haven't been there yet. So that's where I'm at because I'm doing a lot of the like grinding and stuff. But in the first like chapter
Yeah.
3 area, there's that elder on top of a hill. Nobody likes delivering to him. At least in
Oh,
my
yeah.
like online instance, there's always a million packages left in the like share locker for like someone else deliver this for me, please, because you have to walk up there. No vehicles fit up
Yeah.
there. so I have the little things that float.
Oh,
And-
yeah. Okay.
So I love, there's something super just like, I don't know, like weirdly calming to me about like, I'm just going to load up my back to maximum and load up these two things. And we're just going to walk up the hill with these things. And it's like, but there's like a million packages on each one because everybody hates delivering up there. So yeah. And then I get tons of likes. I'm like, my like social like thing is already maxed out.
Oh, I didn't know there's a max.
Well, 60 is the effective max.
Oh, okay.
After that, you don't get anything.
Oh,
Because
but
I'm like 78 or something, and
Yeah.
I didn't get anything for being 70. So
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that game a lot. It's been fun to play.
I know, and I can recognize why there's like some really weird story things. Like every time fucking Die Hard Man calls you and like explains something for like the 18th time, you're like,
Yeah.
I fucking know how to craft something in this menu.
Yeah.
Please just shut the fuck up. And it's like, and also for the first while, every time he calls you, it's like, Sam, this is Die Hardman, and we've been, and it's like, okay, we get it. You have a custom ringtone. There's like 3 characters in this game.
Dude, those ringtones are good. They're so scratchy, but they're like.
No, the ringtones are good.
I
But
like it.
the idea of like, there's like 3 characters in this game,
Yeah.
and this is the one that keeps calling you, and he has to introduce himself like the first few times. It's like, I fucking know.
There's like 10 people alive in this game. Just I know who you are. But
Yeah, and from what I've heard, the story stuff like gets really good and then gets really shit.
Really?
So
I think I'm in the really good part right now.
Yeah.
But yeah. I like Death Stranding.
good game.
It's fun. I'm kind of curious to see what it's gonna look like when it's on PC next summer, because not that it looks bad or anything, but like, you know, whatever.
It looks fantastic, actually.
Yeah.
I'm playing on just a base PS4. You have a Pro.
Yeah.
So
But even
I don't
then,
know what
like,
the difference is there.
There's always like the crank up of it being on PC, where like then you have like this 60 or like the smoothness and then whatever. Not that it looks that much better, but I feel like every time you get used to something running at 30, when you see a 60 FPS version or whatever, it's always like, that's pretty smooth. I wouldn't buy it again, but
I wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
oh no. Oh no.
I feel like as someone who's not playing it but been watching it, it's dragging out, but obviously it's a lot of doing side quests and stuff, so it's kind of just like a
Yeah, so that's why I've been doing the side quests
Yeah.
and stuff, because the first time that we got into the kind of side questable area,
Mm.
both Jess and Liz fell asleep while I was
Oh,
playing, and I was
yeah.
like, okay, well, I just
Oh,
have to
man.
do this
yeah.
away from them anyways.
Like the past couple casts, like when we first started, I was on the couch with you and I was like watching the stuff happen. But since the last couple casts have been like side quests,
Dude, I built roads for 6 hours. Like, I understand.
like there have been random story stuff that's happened, and like I'll stop playing Destiny and I'll look around and be like, that's Mads Mikkelsen, dude.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, cool. Until more story stuff happens, it's kind of like,
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm doing the grind, like away from them, basically.
Yeah.
But actually playing like the grind is actually pretty fun.
The worst
I like
thing
the
is-
delivering stuff.
So the weird thing was we had a plan. I didn't think I would like this game playing it at all because
Same.
I don't like playing Metal Gear Solid games.
okay.
The other complaint I was gonna have is that every time there's an interact prompt, it's a different fucking button, and I don't understand why. So I'll just walk up to something and hold square, and it's like,
It's triangle. Put on
fuck,
that. Yeah.
like yeah. But we were. Where was I gonna start with this conversation?
You don't like Metal Gear Solid something?
Right. So we had a plan to like kind of hot swap the controller, go back and forth.
Oh, okay.
But then I started first, and I was just like, I just like playing this weirdly. I had this plan to hot swap, but because I thought this would be shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've just been playing it the whole time, and
Yeah. Yeah.
Liz and Jess are enjoying watching.
random
it, so.
question. When you first started the game and you're like just walking, the music like kind of comes in and it's
Yeah.
kind of like, okay, this is the game. Did you also have a moment where you just fall the fuck down instantly and like it's hilarious how it's supposed to be serious and you're like walking, it's like you lean.
So
but-
I would have a lot more of those moments if I was playing on my own. But
okay.
every time I start speeding up, both Liz and Jess are like, Dan, stop running, slow down, stop. And so I do,
Yeah.
which is really stupid because I've unlocked the like speed legs now,
Yeah.
and you can jump like
Oh, I
45
showed her
meters
that.
with that. And the first time I did it, I was like, yeah, and they were both like, because I jumped like over rocks or something, and yeah, they were having a fucking anxiety attack, and I was like, yeah, we're getting into the good shit now.
Because I don't even think, Riccio, like at the very start, I don't think you fell down really.
I was so careful for a lot of it. Now I'm just like,
but it's
hauling
just
ass
the
everywhere.
idea that like Kojima
Oh yeah,
has
I
this
walked everywhere
idea-
like holding the backpack
Double
on.
strap,
yeah.
Now I'm sprinting and then I'll do
Double
the little
strapped
quick
on.
time stuff.
It's just the idea that Kojima has this image of how he wants the game to be, that it's supposed to be like everything's
Right,
supposed to be
especially
tranquil and
that,
like,
that big first music moment when you get
Yeah.
to like the city is down a really steep hill
and it's just like
with like
hope,
rocks and stuff.
I hope everyone else has just fallen and just falling. Everything's everywhere. Like the packages you've picked up, like it's beautiful. I love it. It makes me feel good inside.
Well, there's
But-
like a camera pull out moment too,
Yeah.
early on, and that's really good. But I do thinking back now in my head, like you're carrying a heavy thing
Yeah.
during that, so like the camera pulled out and you were just like like falling over. Like yes, that would undercut it a little bit.
Enjoyable. It's funny.
Or if I was doing super sprint jumps while real nice slow music was playing. Yes.
I don't think I'm gonna play the game, but I feel like if I had as it came out, I probably would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like playing
Yeah.
it. Because I've been playing a lot of Minecraft and like House Flipper at some point. I like semi OCD type games where it's just like back and forth, do the thing
Well,
over
that's
and over
building
again.
the roads is
Yeah.
like
man.
Exactly.
like how much like how many materials do I need? Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna drive back. I'm gonna get that, put it on the trike, drive
Yeah.
over, put the thing in. Okay, and then we're gonna drive ahead and try and find the next thing. And like that's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, this feels good weirdly, even though it's like the most monotonous. Just
Yeah.
like
But I like that. Maybe in like a year or something, I'll go back to it and see what I'm feeling at that point. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I do
see.
wish, to your point about the music and stuff, I
Yeah.
do wish there was more music
Yeah,
while you were playing the
yeah.
game
Yeah.
because they have a feature that lets you like every time you hear a track, you can
You listen
replay
to-
it, but it's only in your private
Yeah.
room.
People want to be able to put like a.
Well, I actually want the mule music playing the whole time. The
Oh,
mule music is like a really great, like kind of synthy, like
Oh, okay.
like it's like kind of just like good cruising music.
I wonder if it's on Spotify.
And you hear it because that first like road bit, there's always those mules that are like throwing stuff up. At
Oh
you.
yeah, yeah.
And so
okay.
I hear it for the first bit of my drive every time, and it's like I wish I just play the whole time.
But I know the PlayStation has like the Spotify.
Also, I fight mules a lot, so like I like that music.
Yeah, the Spotify integration on PS4. I wonder if you could just like have it. Is it like the Xbox 360? Like you know when you used to play music and that it would mute like in-game music and then.
I think the Spotify PS4 thing does work like that. Yes.
So I wonder if you could just find the Death Stranding like soundtrack, just loop it. And just, yeah, man, I'm cruising.
It's funny. You did the tune of the mule
Yeah.
music. Riccio has ruined me because you did that, and in my head I was going of the JoJo.
Yeah, that's what you do. That's the
Continue.
sound you do.
Eat,
No.
eat ass, dude. Like, sorry guys, sorry, but no.
Did you hear the mule music in your head when I
No,
did the
I don't,
tune?
I don't actually remember.
No,
I don't
I don't
actually
know what
remember what it
that's-
is. I don't
no.
think I've heard
Yeah.
it.
No, it's really good.
It never stood out, I guess, yet for me. But
Mm.
I think whenever I'm playing that game, I'm streaming, so the entire time I'm just like, I can't silently drive. I need to be speaking.
Right,
So like,
sure.
it's like some side small stuff I'm not really paying attention to.
Mm.
I have a quick question because I didn't watch you play the start of it because you started it before we
Yeah.
did, and so we're all off sync. So I'm never like watching you play it
Yeah.
because I don't know where you are in the story and what random calls you might get or what little cutscenes. Was the very first thing you did in the game when it told you about holding your backpack? Was it this?
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
shaking your hands up
Yeah,
and
like
down?
grabbing,
Okay,
gripping.
yeah.
Yeah.
What was your interpretation of what he looked like doing that? Because Liz said it was sort of like he was dancing, and I said it was sort of like he was like getting ready to fight. You know, like his
I
fists
can't
up
remember
like
what it
this.
was, but I did do something. And it's on my stream, but I have
Okay,
I don't remember
alright.
what it was.
I think it was dancing because you either started doing a jig yourself and singing almost like
Yeah.
going I'm pretty sure.
I think
so.
that's that sounds like something I would do.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. Yeah. Yeah. Man, now I want to play more Death Stranding. It's been like a week since I've played it.
We're playing it in a weird way because I don't give a shit about trophies or anything for it, but Jess does. So
Oh.
he's getting platinums and stuff, just like Kumar does. Like they
Are you
kinda
playing
compete
on
stuff.
her account or?
Yes, I'm.
Oh, okay.
So I bought it and I'm playing on her account.
Okay. For some reason my brain was like, did you buy a physical copy? Because I know you don't really buy physicals.
No. I was
got
actually going to get a physical copy so that we could play it.
no
Like if
return.
we ended up at Jess's house or what, like we'll play it wherever.
Oh, okay.
Or return it if it was shitty.
Okay.
Now I'm past that point, but
Yeah.
like I went to go to pre-order it the week it was coming out,
Oh yeah.
and they were out of pre-orders, so I just said,
Oh, okay. Weird.
Yeah. So,
It's such a weird thing. I've been buying stuff digitally for so long that I feel
but I actually
like...
went to go get a physical thing.
Yeah?
It was like, no, you can't have it. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Bye. Good riddance again.
It's such a weird thing. So I feel like there was like, not growing up, like like a while ago, like 360s, even Xbox or like whatever, like pre-ordering like Halos at launch to go pick them up or all that stuff, even Gears or anything. It's such a weird thing now to just feel like that launch excitement of like going to pick it up at midnight is just sitting at home, like on Discord, people like, yeah, you guys ready? It's unlocking, let's go. Like it's such a different.
And it's weird because at least now it's like you have more space. You don't need like all those 50 like boxes of this game and that game.
I love that. I love that the game
actually,
setup is like, there's the console, there's the TV, that's it.
Like having more space is great. I was almost like proud of having like my IKEA.
Oh, dude, yeah.
IKEA,
it was like a little spinning thing
with
that
all
had
the games in like alphabetical order and stuff.
I had
and
a release order.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I had a shitty shelf that I then put everything into a bin, and now I don't open the bins anymore.
I think I even have a picture, but it was like PlayStation 2s, like 360s, PS4s eventually, just in order.
Yeah.
Other than going to buy VR, the last time I physically went to a store and actually purchased something was buying the PS4. Like
the
for
Switch.
game-wise. Oh, the Switch?
Yeah.
Yes, I did do that. That's right.
Yeah.
So consoles. I don't buy the games at stores anymore.
I think consoles I'd still get.
Weirdly woke up at 3 a.m. in the morning and walked.
Didn't you have it pre-ordered? Did you?
Didn't have it pre-ordered.
Yeah.
That's why I did it.
That was awesome.
I was like 7th in line, and I got one.
I think
I
the
got
thing...
yours, and then we switched.
Yeah,
you
that's
wanted
true.
The colors.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I think the only thing I want
trying to get my attention, but you were doing a Switch me.
Oh man.
Both.
The only thing I think I would pre-order still is the consoles. Like if a PS5 or whatever the hell the Xbox Scarlet thing is, like I think those I would still pre-order in person because the shipping would. I always feel like I get fucked on shipping. Like there's somebody who's not going to deliver.
Yes, there's also an aspect of like it's a part of the shipping is like I want to have this thing like in my hand to bring it. Like I don't want this like left outside my apartment door.
Oh,
or whatever,
yeah.
But also, I don't think I'm going to buy new consoles, so I haven't even been thinking about that.
I'm thinking about it. I think the PlayStation.
You're going to buy both. Just don't even. Why?
But like the Xbox. Yeah, I don't know. The only reason I would buy both is because that like fucked Game Pass thing that they did that allowed me to extend it for a really ridiculous amount of time for $1. So.
Oh, that's right.
Well, it wasn't really $1, so I had to buy a bunch of other time, but. Anyway.
You fidgeting as you're saying.
No, I got itchy, dude.
I know,
I got
but
itchy.
it just gives me life that you're just like, I'm not gonna do that. But if I
money.
did do it, it's because it's only $1 extra, so I'm gonna do it.
I can look around this room and see 2 Xbox Ones and 2 PS4s.
And you know the
Yeah,
worst
but they're not
thing.
mine.
No,
One's,
shut your mouth for a
half.
second. No,
One's hers. One's mine.
I'm about to tell him
His
why
and hers.
that's there because I wanted to do Dance Central. That's the reason why it's there.
Yeah, well now there's that one.
But that's not even in use really. What game are you playing on that? What game are you playing
Battlefield
on
5.
The dead expression on his face.
Yeah.
Battlefield 5. Dauntless. Randomly.
Oh, when was the last time you played Dauntless?
Before Battlefield 5.
Okay.
No, actually, I've been using it to play some of the Game Pass stuff.
Are you legally allowed to go this long and not try and chill about Stadia?
I don't want to talk about Stadia.
Stadia.
I'm really excited for what Stadia is so far. I'm like as much as I can shit on the input lag and stuff that I'm getting, I still like the idea of it.
That you're getting.
Think about your setup and how fast your internet and stuff is.
Unimportant for what I'm doing. Like I don't
right,
need
but think about how
Oh.
fast it is, and you still get input lag.
So the weird thing is, there's a lot of people who are like in a worse setup than me, and they're not getting the input lag I'm getting. So it's probably either something with like Canada or like where I am according to like a data center or something.
Sure.
Let's just go back a second. Stadia, in case you guys don't know, because I feel like barely anybody freaking knows about it. Kind of.
It's stupid.
It's a video game streaming service that's similar to something like OnLive back in the day, where you don't actually have the games locally. There's no console. It's like on a Google server, and you're like hitting your controller, and the controller's inputs are going to the Google server, and they're just sending you video of it. It's a really crappy way to explain
soon,
it.
just like OnLive, it'll be dead in the ground.
I hope not, but it's honestly really cool when
Why
it does
do you
work.
hope not?
Because it's a neat idea. It's a cool thing.
It is a neat idea, but I don't think the technology is there yet. Like if
Well, that's the thing is,
if there's input lag at all, it's like okay, well, shut it down, try again in another 5 years.
That's what I mean. It being out right now with the input lag, it's not that terrible. Like when I showed you and it runs on a computer, it's actually pretty decent. So if this is where it launches.
But the way they're selling it,
No, right
is
now
with a Chromecast.
Yes.
Where Destiny made me want to vomit.
So what I'm getting at though is that yes, it's shit now, but it's unlike okay, say if you got a PS4 at launch and that was the input lag, you're probably like, this is fucked and there's no way this is kind of gonna get better other than like firmware, all that shit. Them, at least there's like, they still control everything, so if they need to swap out some crazy shit, it's swapped out everywhere.
Or they're a mega corporation and they might just shut the whole thing down because it's losing money.
They could. But I'm hoping it doesn't. I don't know. I'm excited to see what they do with it, having tried it now to see where it goes. But
Also,
what's up?
PS5's coming out soon. I'm gonna spend money on a fucking potato stadia. Like, what the fuck?
You don't have to buy a Stadia, man. Like next year, you can just buy a game and then you're just playing it. There's no console.
But that might go to PS4 or 5.
Yeah, if you buy one and you have the money or whatever, then like that's perfect for that person.
Or just we all have functioning computers.
That too.
Why it
Like,
doesn't matter.
That's what I'm saying. It's not really for me. I'm just curious to see it. It's like another way to like if it's
The reason I dunk on you so much
Yeah.
is only because you have this elaborate setup in
Yeah.
here. If you had a TV, like if this was on the TV, if the Stadia was on the TV downstairs,
Yeah.
the dunking would be way less. But it's on a TV here where you have to unplug something that splits from your computer that already goes to this TV.
The only reason I unplug something is because when the Chromecast is plugged in, it for some reason fucks my Wi-Fi up so hard that we have to unplug it.
fucks my wife up so hard, dude.
But no, like okay, honestly, the thing about Stadia that I like.
Put those fingers away.
It's
Okay?
such a. Yeah, I'm pointing at you guys. I'm pointing. No,
Point at the table.
but the thing that I'm honestly, the reason I wanted it was to try it because it becomes something else that you can kind of pitch to somebody if they're in. It's a very small like, what's the word? Not like
Commitment.
not a commitment, but like no, it's like for the people who would need it, it's a very small like chunk of people. Like it'd have to fit like certain
Niche.
not niche, but like
There is definitely
necessary
yes, I understand
thing,
the like lifestyle that someone lives
Yeah.
where they're like, I want to be able to play the games.
like okay, I'm gonna say
anywhere.
Cyberpunk for now. So let's say you don't have an Xbox and a
is it coming
PlayStation.
to
It's February or
Stadia?
yeah, it's Stadia
Okay.
day and date. So say Cyberpunk's coming out, and you don't have an Xbox or PS4, or it runs kind of poo-poo on those because a lot of games come out and they run like shit on base ones sometimes. Like if it's a multi-platform game, sure. And then someone's like, okay, well, I don't want to upgrade my PC yet because that'll be like, let's say if you have like a dated ass thing that's like, okay, I gotta get the motherboard, memory, CPU, video card. Like I'm doing the whole thing. It's gonna be
Mhm.
$1,000. You're like, okay, I want to do that, but I want to do that in like June or something. And if it works properly, at least you can be like, okay, cool. By that time, you just literally don't have to buy Stadia Pro or everything. It's just cool. I'll just pay the $60 and I can still play the game and like have that experience and still be able to talk to your friends who are probably also playing at the same time. So you don't have like
Right,
the FOMO
yeah.
or whatever. Like, yes, that's good. That still sucks because you'd upgrade your PC and if you don't want to play it again and you want to play it properly, you're buying it again. Like
okay.
there's no thingy, but
I get that, but to even start off that part of your conversation, people who don't have an Xbox or
Yeah.
a PlayStation
Yeah.
or
they have a dated PC or something that you've been playing
there's
stuff on.
not that many people at this.
Yeah,
and I'm
it's
not
not-
gonna say there's no one,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah, it is a very specific
Mhm.
use case, but it is one that I didn't think of. Like the idea of a PC gamer that just has a really old rig
Yeah.
and they don't have the money to upgrade it right
Yeah.
now. Sure.
Hmm.
Like that's if it's has the kind of minimal input lag like on your PC most everywhere,
Yeah.
then sure, that's fine. Like, hey, instead of upgrading this PC, I can stave this off for another 5 years and just buy Stadia games, and
Yeah.
then they'll still run when I do end up upgrading the PC.
And then you have stuff
or I
like-
can just stop buying them because I played them all, and the only reason I played them was to keep up with the zeitgeist or conversation or whatever.
And same thing, like bad use case for now because Red Dead Redemption on Stadia is a little bit like I don't know, it either runs like shit or it still plays at 60 if you're in 1080p. Like there's some weird stuff to it, but like if you've only had a PC and same thing, like you're hearing everybody talk about on consoles and you're excited for it, then it comes out and you're like, it's apparently right now even if you have a PC it runs like shit, kind of not like shit, but you need like a really beefy PC. It's the same thing where you can kind of be like,
Well,
okay,
but is that a weird like server error? And like, did they?
no,
not
that's just
know how
they're just trying
optimize
to
well or
patch it and
something?
they're
Okay.
trying to make it's like I don't know, some sort of performance thing. I don't actually have it on PC, so I don't know, but it's just what I've been seeing. Same thing where it's like, okay, you just want to check out the game. That's a single player thing. It doesn't really matter if it's like whatever. If it just runs, cool. You just drop 60, you can play it, and you still get to experience the game. Like it's not for a lot of people. for sure. I don't need it, but I was curious to see if it would be something that like,
Yeah, I
if
mean,
it does get better, and then somebody's like, man, I really want to play this game. Like, well, there's this option for you. Like, it's just like a nice backup thing to have that you can pitch to somebody.
I feel like without making fun, and we make fun of certain things sometimes, it's kind of like, but I feel like they chose the wrong time to bring this out. Whether it's because of the fact like the technology that they're using isn't quite there yet because of the lag and like stuttering
I think that's what
and
this
stuff.
is. I think this founder stuff
But
is
then
to test it.
even with that, like with knowing that the PlayStation 5 and whatever Xbox thing is happening is gonna be coming out in the next year or so, they should have chosen after that to try and bring something like this out.
I actually think they did it before and maybe rushed it out and have these tech problems and like not many games on it.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to try and get people in.
To test it everywhere. Like,
No. To get them into the environment before the consoles come out. Because then if they're in this environment, they don't need to buy a new console.
True.
So I think also the reason they put it out now is probably to, one, fix it. Now it's really everywhere so they can figure out like, I don't know if they're actually going to do this like
now everywhere.
It's out if you have the founders or if you like, you can go and buy the, it's not a founder, it's a Premiere thingy, and it just gives it like you can get it early and you still have the buddy pass and everything. Like you get everything except for
So now you can just subscribe.
You can't subscribe. You can't do a $10 thing. So that's going to be out in like February or March or something. So I think what they're doing is this whole next few months
they're having
is
beta
like,
testers
let's fucking
that are
fix
paying
it.
them.
It's a shit way to say it, but yeah, I feel like they're beta testing right now to make it better, and then they have the whole year to make it on, like, because they can upgrade their servers or whatever, or data centers, whatever the fuck, to be on par. They'll add like ray tracing and all that shit if they want to. So if they have a whole year of making it work and then getting it on par with PS5 and like that shit somehow, and then it comes out and it's like, yeah, buy $600 console or play that same game that's launching on it.
Yes,
with
$10,
RTX, $10, and if it works by then that's like, okay, this is fucking nuts right now.
Yes,
because then you don't even need the $10 to play online. You don't have to pay like PlayStation Plus or anything. You're just buying the game. You're playing in 1080p or whatever.
I do think releasing it as that direct competition would have been better though. If they waited like right up to the point where it's like,
if it was good,
PS5 and Xbox 2 or whatever the fuck are coming out
but I think
next month, and they're like, okay, Stadia's out now and you can play like,
I think if they would have done that, it would have had to been perfect.
Well, they would have had the extra time.
Yes, absolutely, yes.
But the thing is, I think the extra time is that they need like, there's no way they can account for somebody like in like Ontario or whatever just being like, okay, our data centers or whatever the fuck, like, is it connecting good from there? At least now they can figure out like, okay, this person's clearly getting a fucking ton of lag.
That's right, because if they did do that release and they didn't have that lag testing, it dead in the water.
They would have been like, oh, it's shit, cool, PlayStation next month, let's go. Like that's it. But now they have like a year of, it's gonna get forgotten about, sure, but they can pull like the Anthem thing or like Destiny 2 year one, Destiny 1 year one of like September hits, like, check out this fucking service. It's actually 4K 60. It's like RTX shit. You're just paying the fucking game, dude. Like that's if that happens, then
or they
like,
kill it because
or they kill it.
Money. Yeah.
So, but
we'll see.
But for now, it's a nice thing to be able to pitch to somebody who's like in a weird bind. That's like, I really want to play this game, but I can't right now. Oh, it happens to be on Stadia.
The thing is that if I kind of learned patience over the last little while of not buying games. Like, if a game isn't going to be, if it's like, I'll buy like a couple of new ones like as soon as they come out because I know I'm going to play them or whatever, or if like we're going on Death Stranding or whatever, then it's only like $20 a piece or whatever. That's fine. But if a game's not coming, I don't need to be in on that conversation, you know, or I can just watch it on YouTube. Or, you know, I can wait. I can be patient.
I think that's why
a lot of people can't do that. So
I think that's why I pitched Cyberpunk.
Didn't have that patience, this would actually be good for me because I don't want to buy a new console.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Because they're expensive, and I don't need it really because I have Destiny. You know, like Destiny.
We like Destiny,
completely fixed. I'm wearing a Destiny shirt right now.
Yeah. Two of you are.
No.
Two of us.
Oh yeah,
No.
you are as well.
Both of you. Two of you. There's only three of us here. There's a cat, but the cat's not wearing anything.
I mean, it's been what, 4 years since Destiny 1?
Destiny 1 came out in 2014.
Fuck,
5 years. Yeah.
Sorry. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
I've just now turned around on Destiny a bit more, so.
Yeah.
In a good way, or
Yeah, no,
okay,
yeah,
all right.
It's free to play. If you guys are
Liz is getting
listening
into Destiny now. Like,
if you guys are listening right
we
now,
did those raids that she was like, she wanted to do dungeons and stuff the other day because she was like, raids were really fun. And yeah.
So if anybody's listening, if you're playing on PC and you needs a group to hang out to, head on over to discord.gg/Riccio. Hop on in there. We'll help you out with some Destiny stuff.
I like you didn't want to plug your stream, but you're all like, yeah.
I like the Discord.
Let's get some Destiny.
By the way,
people in
Riccio
here.
is spelled RICCIO. Bless you. I killed Dan.
I didn't think about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, my name. What's your last name? Riccio. Rachel, dude? What the fuck?
But yeah, Destiny kind of when a live game hits you like that and you're in it, like you don't really need anything else. And I think that's that's why there's so many people are trying to make that like ongoing living game now, is because they want to get people like Destiny got me.
Yeah. Poor Anthem.
Dude, man, Anthem still got something cooking apparently, and if Anthem comes out and it's all crazy when it's got cooked, that's all I got.
Can I just add one thing about Stadia, because I feel like I knock it a lot.
Yeah.
But they've got balls to at least try it.
Yeah, it's fucking nuts.
But,
like
I
yeah,
respect
do
them
what
for
companies did in the past and crashed and burned in the garbage fire. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Like,
do that again
Yeah.
with almost no changes. Absolutely.
No, so day one when I tried it on the PC and I loaded up, that's when I was texting you, because I was like, this doesn't fucking make sense that this even works. Like using a mouse and keyboard and still being able to flick and do like everything I was doing and having it land, I was like, this is like, yeah. I tried on live in the past and it just wasn't. That was old as shit though. I don't even think I had decent internet, so it was probably also
that was like 10 years ago or something.
Or the Ouya.
We didn't even try to do that. That was just a bad console.
What was that?
It was a bad console.
What was the other streaming thing? PS Now?
PS Now. I think I tried PS Now at some point, and it was okay. It wasn't that great. But that's also the thing. I think the reason they're putting it out now is because like the Project X Cloud thing that's coming out, there's probably a streaming service from like, who knows? I think Amazon wants to do one. EA is probably doing one, and like I don't know. There's probably a whole bunch of them that are about to come out.
So maybe that's really why it came out. Google wanted to be out there first.
Get out first, and then be able to keep. Hopefully, I don't know how the fuck they do it because it's internet and all that shit, but like fix it so it works good. I know they can't be like, hey, ISP in Canada, can you just boost up? Can you just QoS make our stuff work really good for these people? Like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know how that happens, but I don't know. It was honestly really surprising. I was like shocked the first night, and just that it was working. And I played one of the exclusives, Guilt, which is really dark a lot of the time. And you guys watch like a YouTube video, every time there's like dark corners or you're playing like a spooky game, there's all the fucking pixels and square shit, and you're like seeing the like weird mesh. Yeah. It wasn't doing that, and I was like, I don't understand how the fuck this works. Like this is some magic happening here. There's still input delay, but it was
something funny that I thought about the other day was, do you think it actually works well because so few people are using it that they can really prioritize connection? Someone logs into Stadia and they're like, switch the servers over, turn the crank. We gotta fucking make sure this is perfect.
So whenever it was out or being shipped, they were supposed to like, when they ship it, they send you your code so you can play it while you're waiting for it to ship.
Oh, I forgot about that.
But they like fucked that up, and then within the first 2 days, like people were barely getting codes, and they're like, oh, we found a bug with our thing generating codes or something, and everyone was like, they're trying to throttle us. There's no way that it's like actually this fucked up. But so far, with everybody playing like on the premium and the Premier and the Founders Edition, there's actually a decent chunk of people playing Destiny. I think like, you know how there's all these bots that tell you like, oh, so and so activities were run today or something. The Stadia one's hitting like 10,000 or something, which is 10,000 activities. That's not 10,000 people. That's a decent chunk of people playing it at least, and that's one that's bundled
right. But
with
compared to like if you look in that same time period for numbers on the PlayStation Network.
Oh yeah, no.
Xbox
I'm just saying
Live,
like I know it's not a big number. Let's say like a few thousand people hitting Stadia at the same time in one day, based off of like I don't know. I actually don't know how they're how many people are using it, but I think I haven't noticed a degradation of it. It even ran better today. I don't know.
That's right, because Google's got the people to turn the cranks and focus the tubes towards your house when you're playing it.
I hope so. That'd be cool.
And with you don't play it anywhere else, so they can just leave the tube pointed here.
Series of tubes.
Side thing, how do you say premiere?
Premiere?
You said it weird a second ago.
Premiere? Premiere?
Premier.
Premiere?
Was that a different word?
That sounds gross. Like preemie and then ear. What's a premium? Okay, it's
Premium?
important. No, peanut bacon's delicious. You guys, welcome to Canada.
What?
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
I had to look away for a second when you started talking about something.
I heard
Sorry.
I just want bacon.
Sorry.
I don't know what happened.
I feel like this whole talk has just made me want to play more stuff. I just
Yeah.
want to play more games now. I have like so much semi backlog stuff to play right now. Like there's trying to do Death Stranding. I still have Outer Worlds, Wilds. I technically have both.
Both. Yeah.
Outer Worlds and Wilds. And friggin' Luigi's Mansion that I haven't started yet.
I don't think anyone
Oh, you
could.
got that?
We can't talk about backlogs anymore because I've got
It's too
PlayStation
many.
2 games. I've got Dreamcast games. It's not happening. Fucking
yeah.
Dragon Riders? I ain't doing that. No. Do I even have a Dreamcast here? No, it's in London. That's not happening.
For the most part, backlogs is why I've stopped buying like tons of new release
Yeah.
games. Like
Yeah.
I like
Steam
2 or
is
3 a
the
year,
only
the new
thing.
Destiny stuff, and then it's like if I feel like playing anything else, I have a fucking pile
Yeah.
of stuff to do.
And even
You know?
Steam, I think everyone has kind of slowed down on sales. It's like
Because everybody bought every bundle, and now everybody
Yeah.
has 800 games.
I've got
and
the stuff that I want, and there's still schlock I could buy, sure, but how many times can you buy Bad Rats? 5 maybe? Like, I don't need it anymore.
20,
Like,
30, who
exactly.
knows?
Like,
Yeah. There's still so many things I hate that I'll be playing new games that I'm excited for,
mm.
and I'll always call out stuff that I'd like.
Yeah, it'll make you think of playing like Final Fantasy or
You know what's the weird one? Like, I don't. Yeah, you're making a joke, but there's one that for some reason always comes back, and for some reason I always wanted to go back
12?
and start and play
13?
Darksiders 2.
Oh, okay.
Darksiders 2.
Oh, that- we were both wrong.
You guys are
Okay.
completely wrong. You're so off.
I knew that you wanted to play Final Fantasy 12 because, I mean, I haven't finished it myself.
Yeah,
but-
12 I still want to go back and finish. But I mean, like when I'm actively like streaming and talking about games or playing it, I'm always just like, man, I'm gonna go back and play Darksiders 2 at some point and actually finish that game. Like, I don't know why.
I thought
don't know
you
why that
undercut
one.
my joke because you actually did want to play a Final Fantasy, but then it
No.
wasn't.
Somebody said flannel fantasy.
It is.
Oh, well, I mean, hey, that's a
It's
good
a nice
game
and
series
cozy
too.
game.
Yeah.
But no, backlogs are terrifying.
And my
I think Darksiders 2 was free on PlayStation
It was
recently.
3
it
was.
was.
3 was.
Yeah.
3 came out for free on
Was
PlayStation
2 a while ago then maybe?
I think
I
the-
have it.
Yeah,
like,
I think it
okay.
probably was. But it was running at 30 though.
With the way my OCD-ness
Unstable 30.
is unstable.
I noticed.
Oh, really? Okay.
The way
Yeah.
my OCD is, like the way I know Death Stranding would probably be a decent game. I've always been the kind of person I'll play mainly RPGs. I like Skyrims and Oblivions and Final Fantasies. I will get near to the end of a game, realize I've either missed something, maybe an achievement didn't pop, and even that I don't really care about. But it's like there's personal achievements that it's like, oh, I didn't complete the hunts in Final Fantasy 12, and it's like, well, I can't finish the game now. I can't continue. There's a PS2 game called, I think it's called Shadow Hearts or something. And I was like, oh, I need to go back and grind some stuff. And this was like maybe 10 years ago. And I was just like, I got to a point where like the battle system was like, there was a roulette type of wheel and you had to hit it at a certain spot to get like a higher attack
Oh,
on
God.
that.
That sounds
Yeah.
like shit.
It was great. And as the game goes on, like the wheel turning is like slow. The further you get, like it just gets faster. And it's like, well, I can't see the fucking cursor, but sure, I'll hit the button and hope. I went back to that game at one point. And I was just like, I want to finish this and I fucking can't. I can't. It was just too fast. And I was just like, well, that's done.
You just gotta do like me
Yes.
and The Witcher 3, man. You just gotta start it up like
Start it
6
up
times.
7 times.
Just gotta get like 20 hours into
Yeah.
it, load it up, look at your
and then
inventory.
be like, guess I gotta restart.
Oh,
I
man.
haven't played in
Start
I don't-
3 years.
I don't know what sword I had or like, did I go into this delve hole or whatever? You know, might as well just restart this thing.
Restart
Yeah.
again. Not too sure. Restart it.
I'm sad.
The interesting thing about The Witcher 3, I love that game.
I love it too, but I
played-
can't fucking find the time to
I
sit and
finished the
play it.
main campaign. I finished the first DLC.
Yeah.
And I got to the point in the last DLC where it's kind of like, okay, go finish like the last mission or whatever. I think it is anyways, because I haven't done it.
Yeah.
Because I like that game a lot, and the idea of that I finished everything in that game is like
Oh.
I don't want to handle that feeling.
Well, it never ends. You can play.
Exactly, because I'm not playing that final mission.
No, you can play the Witcher card game that has story. Story goes on somewhere else.
Gwen.
Thank you. I forgot about its.
That's why you said
memorable
the
name.
Witcher card
I
game.
liked Gwent in the. Well, it is subtitled as that. So,
fine. I'll
yeah,
allow it.
yes.
I'll allow it because Dan
I
said.
liked the original Gwent, but have you looked at that?
No, I keep hearing it's
standalone
different,
one?
but I've never looked at
They
it.
completely have changed like how things work. There's only like 2 lanes or whatever, and you can deploy people on any lane, and then there's a lot more of like side by side bonuses, and like it's a completely different game
It's
basically.
weird. Okay.
Yeah. It's still the only core thing intact is that there are lanes.
Oh, I was gonna
You
say,
play cards on them, and you're trying to win the round by having a higher score. That's it.
Is there
And,
still
like
a three,
every card is different.
Is there still a 3-round thing where you?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's okay. All right.
I
Cool.
booted it up to just like see like, oh, like it's like out now and there's like a story mode or whatever. Let's just see if like I enjoy this. And I was playing it. I was like, what's I play a lot of card games, and that one I was just like, I don't feel like doing this.
Yeah.
I play Pokemon.
No, you
Go
don't. No, you
every
don't. No, you
day,
don't.
though.
You've never.
I do though, dude.
Anybody
We did
install
at some
Minecraft
point, no.
Earth?
Oh,
Do you guys install Minecraft Earth? I did.
No.
I didn't like. So you know what?
what the fuck is Minecraft?
Okay,
Earth?
Yeah,
here we
what
go.
is this?
Pokemon Go.
Stop
you know how?
pointing at us.
I'm pointing at you guys. Okay. Pokemon Go. You walk
I was
around.
getting excited talking about Pokemon.
Hold on. Pokemon Go.
Okay.
You walk around, or
Yeah.
you ride a bus and you flip Pokebob stops.
Oh,
Oh
Pokemon,
no,
Pokemon stops.
Bob.
Pokebob.
Pokestops or whatever. But you can do it on the go and you can still catch
You don't
it.
want to
Whatever.
flick Pokebob. He's a very angry guy.
when you when you catch,
Slit your throat,
you can
dude.
turn off. When you catch stuff in Pokemon Go, you can turn off AR and you can just kind of like catch it, whatever.
Yeah.
You still enjoy the game. When you're playing Minecraft Earth, which is walk around, tap animals or squares, and then go play adventures, you have to physically walk to be close enough to it, turn on AR, and the thing is like physically in the world, and you walk around it and build and like dig into it, and like you have to be standing there to do it and pointing at it and use the camera and everything. And I was like, oh,
So
I
you
have to
can't just be driving by on a bus
no.
and tap
Also,
something.
when
and
you're
then-
moving slightly faster than running, it just disables most of the game. They might enable that at some point, but it just says like you're not allowed to do it.
So
You're moving
how
too
many
fast.
accidents have there been so far?
Nobody plays it. So.
yeah,
Oh,
nobody's
that's-
fucking heard of
No,
it.
actually, it's
Right.
gotten like 5 million downloads. But when I realized I had to be social, I realized
you
it wasn't
saying
the game
this
for me.
is literally the first time I've heard of it.
I know I've heard of it, but I feel
I
like
thought
I've
at
heard
least
of
I would see it
because
on
he
like
said it.
Twitter or like
Yeah.
a video game website or
it's
something.
It's soft launched in Canada for a while. I think now, just like a week ago, it got out to the US. So it's probably.
Still haven't seen anything.
Point is, when I realized I had to go out, I was like, oh, okay, I'm
You know
gonna
what's
go.
a good game?
Yeah,
Pokemon Sword.
And Shield.
I know I didn't play Shield. I never
Okay,
got Sword.
good.
I haven't played
It's the
Pokemon
same
games
game
for a long
pretty much
time.
anyways.
There's 2 gym leaders that are different apparently, which I didn't know.
Mm.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just,
Or there's raids. I like raids. Destiny raids are pretty fun.
yeah, there are, and it's actually, it's frustrating because they are difficult,
Oh,
and there's
okay.
actually like the Pokemon that you're fighting have a lot of fucking health, and
Mhm.
it's a 4v1
Okay.
thing, and I don't know that anybody knows how to join someone else's raid that they found
Oh.
because it's a random. There's a whole like middle area of the map that's called the wild area.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is exactly that's this area is like the total fantasy like Pokemon thing came true. Like there's Pokemon wandering around. It's like a third person like action game
Yeah.
basically. There's like tons of stuff going on, but they're like random spawns. You have to look for like a pillar of light to the sky, and there's only like in this whole area. Usually there's like 2 or 3 per day.
Weird.
So you have to go to them and you have to like find where the pillar's coming from, activate it, go in there, and then you say like, okay, I want to play with like AIs or I want to play with other people. And if you go to play with other people, it says like, okay, we'll find you some other trainers to play with. And then it sits there and it's searching. It only gives you 2 minutes and 45 seconds to find somebody.
Oh no.
And if you don't do it, it just kicks you out.
You don't get to do it at all.
You can go back in and do it, but then
Oh.
if anybody in that time found your like little tag thing that says like, hey, join me in a raid battle, if they go and click that and you've restarted the matchmaking, they don't
Weird.
join with you.
Weird.
When it kicks you out, are you still near it at least?
Yes,
Or-
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
fine.
So is the whole
Um,
thing in that to like get the Pokemon's health to low, and then somebody unplugs their network cable so it's stuck there?
Yeah, and then
everybody
it's
throws it-
kneeling, and
yeah.
then yes,
Destiny 1 joke,
Yeah.
y'all.
You're gonna hear a lot about Destiny
Yeah.
Mhm.
in this podcast, I guess.
Can I go off for a second?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys even care about the like new version of Pokemon the show or anime, whatever, with Ash.
I've seen a couple of like screenshots of it or something,
I
but isn't he like super young again?
Yes.
And also bad still at training.
I don't know why they decided that this is such a stupid thing to be like triggered by. But in the original one, he had like zigzags on his face.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they like softened
Ash has a red and white hat.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a defining character trait.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, he has
He's
zigzags.
black hair?
He has black hair.
Okay,
I mean,
alright.
he's the original like main character.
Yeah.
Those zigzags are now like wavy lines that just looks like he's got like a pube mustache. And
Oh no!
I cannot stand
I
it.
can't believe they actually did that.
Why are you like this? Don't look me in my eye and pun at me, okay? Disgusting.
It was your punishment.
Ugh.
Destiny and puns, you guys. That's the new name of the podcast.
Give me back my breakfast.
No.
Vomit it up
Yes.
immediately.
Oh no.
Get a bear to come and eat you after you vomit it. Back full circle.
I didn't like that
Okay.
sentence. It was unpleasant.
I haven't watched the Pokemon anime, I think, since like maybe since the first movie came out. Like I think that was the
Understandable.
last Pokemon anime thing I saw. I tried to go back
Yeah.
and watch it. I think it got put on like Netflix or something like in the last year or two.
It's like one of the series of it probably did, but
Mm.
Yeah, well, I think it
don't-
was the like Kanto original Journey or whatever, and I started
Oh.
to watch it, and I was just like, this is like really old,
Yeah.
and like I can't, but in a way that doesn't like hold up.
No.
oh wow.
Yeah,
I feel like just Brock being a bit of a sleaze bag in itself is just like,
Oh, I remember
Wow,
that.
he-
Yeah.
that's true. Every woman that they see,
it's just like, dude, maybe just actually find a girlfriend. Like, stop
Yeah.
sleazing over Nurse Joy constantly. Like, calm down. Or Officer Jenny or whatever. Like,
Gotta get his Onyx out there.
I don't know. What
His
was the
Onyx?
stutter about?
don't
Gotta
know.
get
I
his.
think it was that moment of trying to remember the name of the Pokemon exactly.
Was he going to say rock caterpillar or something?
Rockapillar. Pillar Rock.
That could be a Pokemon name.
It could. Probably. is.
I haven't played like the last 2-ish entries in Pokemon. I played Y last.
That was the last
of
one I
X and
played.
Y.
I didn't like. I think that's where I officially figured out like I don't think I'm into Pokemon games anymore.
Yeah. And I feel like I have to be in a certain mood to play a Pokemon
Yeah.
game. Like if I don't feel like doing that whole. The thing about this one though is that my friend Jess, who's like crazy into Pokemon, and actually won't buy this one because it doesn't have the full Pokedex or whatever in it.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah, she stuck to her guns and is not purchasing it because she likes moving her collection forward. She
Oh,
has a
yeah,
complete
okay.
Pokedex and
Pay
everything
for
in
that
the
like
last one.
what was that stuff called again? Where you could like have a Poke Shop or Poke Bank or whatever. It was like $1 a year or something.
It's like home or bank or something
Okay.
like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't use it because I play a Pokemon game just as like a self-contained
Yeah.
RPG or whatever, and then like okay, it's finished.
Yeah,
Pokemon
some people
live
have,
on that
like,
cart.
I think from like Red and Blue or whatever. Originally, you could transfer.
There are
and then-
ways that you could still have your Pokemon from Red and Blue right
yeah,
now, I
which is
think.
nuts.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is, imagine that being like a child and still having like your whatever
original
fucking-
Pokemon.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
or the Pikachu that followed you in yellow or something. Be like, oh man, you're still with me. Like that'd be nuts.
You could do that.
That'd be nuts.
I think, anyways. I'm not because I know you could move. You could get. I don't remember how you got Game Boy to Game Boy Advance, but Game Boy Advance you could get that into DS because the DS had the bottom
Oh yeah.
thing, and so you could transfer like 6 a day or something like that
Okay.
into the DS ones. And then I think the DS ones could get into Pokemon Home or whatever,
Oh,
and then that could get into the 3DS
that
ones.
makes sense. That makes sense.
But I don't know if the Game Boy ones could get into the Advance. I don't remember how that worked or if it worked. There might be something.
Yeah, that's probably some weird stuff you'd
Like,
do there.
I know there was a GameCube game that could take stuff back
Is
and
it
forth.
Pokemon
from, like,
Stadium or some shit maybe that you'd have to like.
oh, maybe if you put them into Stadium, then they could go to Advance or something like that. I don't know. I don't know.
That's too far.
Yeah, I started in Advance, so I don't know about the earlier ones. But the new Pokemon game is actually like there's a lot of like gameplay improvements and like quality of life stuff that's like it makes it. People are calling it like too easy or whatever. It just makes it enjoyable to like play through as a game. Like there's a thing called experience share, which was
Yeah.
previously an item you had to find, and then you had to equip it on something, and then it would share the experience from the active Pokemon. That's just permanently on now to your whole team.
I feel like
So your whole team levels up as you're doing stuff.
I hated
And
that.
I
one.
like that.
Yeah, I hated it when I got it in Y because I felt like I made it too easy. But I also remembered playing the old ones where you'd have to like I don't know if it was just like Magikarp, like getting Magikarp up, you'd like get him out, like do an attack, and then quickly fucking pull him out. Hopefully, he didn't die, and then like somebody else would kill the monster.
Yes,
and
yeah,
that's,
you
like,
have it first, and then the only thing it does is you switch it out so that
Yeah.
it participated in the battle, and then you put in your strong Pokemon that hopefully wouldn't die on the free attack. And then you try and kill. Yes, yeah, no, that's annoying.
Yeah.
So they did a lot of stuff in this game to minimize annoyances.
Okay.
Like there's a whole system of HMs, which is like movement, like meta moves basically. That's like this is how you traverse the environment.
Cut. Or whatever.
Cut to dig down trees or.
Sound like you said
String-
dick
I
down.
heard dick down.
Oh,
trees.
boy.
Can we both
Definitely
confirm?
dick down.
Yeah, we can dick down those trees. Dude.
That's a different move.
Oh.
Different game, dude.
Or like strength to move boulders or whatever, surf to get on water. That's just totally it doesn't matter. They're not in the game anymore. You have a bike and you get upgrades to the bike to let you traverse differently. And it's just it's just a fun joy to play as someone who doesn't know all 957 or whatever fucking different Pokemon.
Yeah.
I haven't really noticed that there aren't certain ones in this game. So it's like, okay, whatever. There's because there's still like 450 or something. Like,
Yeah.
that's a lot, you know?
So I'm curious, whenever you do like attacks in that game, is it still like you have like move points per attack or whatever?
Yeah.
Does that ever feel annoying? Because I feel like that's one thing that I remember the other ones that I kind of hated.
So those I feel like were annoying because all the traversal routes and stuff were really long and you would get stuck up on them. The traversal routes in this are like
you get
sometimes you can see because it's a 3D environment. Sometimes you can see the next town you're going to down a route, and to an extent, there's usually like a really short path where you don't battle anything, or there's like a kind of winding path where you can go find stuff and you have to battle things. And also, all the Pokemon in this game, previously you would run into tall grass or whatever, and it would just be like a random encounter, right? Like a Final Fantasy or whatever RPG. Now it's actually like the Pokemon are up above the grass and walking around, and you can just run around them if you don't want to fight them. So you run out of moves less. Like I used to always have like whatever Pokemon you have like a cruising around move that was strong enough to kill stuff, but it would have like, you know, you need something with like 20 or 25 points on it or whatever, so you could get through the route with it. Now everything has like 10 or 5 or whatever, and it's fine. It doesn't matter.
That's cool. How many attacks can like a Pokemon have?
4.
Okay, so it's still okay.
Yeah.
Well, I still think I'm gonna pass because I feel like
I'm not trying to tell you to buy it. I'm just saying like it's a good I
think I remember why I didn't stick with many of them because I feel like you always knew that portable games I never got to stick with because I never really bring my DS out or whatever with me, and if I'm at home I'm just playing other stuff.
Well, I did have a moment the other day of like I'm playing Pokemon on a TV. What the fuck?
Right, like that.
Yeah,
I think people had that with Let's Go last year, and I saw those.
That's true. I didn't buy Let's Go.
Yeah.
So
those were the closest that I was about to go back, but then it was just like, but I won't have time for this.
So Let's Go, I guess they simplified a lot of the battle and the leveling up stuff. They kind of took the like wild Pokemon encounter thing and rolled it into like this game is just Let's Go, but with the traditional battle level system. Like it's yeah.
I have technically only ever played one Pokemon game.
Yeah,
and well,
Smash Bros.
No, well, actually, I wanted to get the either like Pikachu and Eevee or Sword and Shield or Sun and Moon, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one it was, but I remember someone lent me the game on my Game Boy, and I played it for barely a week.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's it.
I think I played like whatever red and blue one. I played yellow for sure. I played silver and gold, one of those, and I think that's where I stopped.
Yeah.
I don't think I played.
So I started after that because I played Ruby and Sapphire.
So that's what I did. Yeah. I know there's black and white and stuff, and
I played Diamond. I played Black 1. I didn't play like Black 2 or anything. And then I played Y. And then I've played
since then.
Sword.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What makes me laugh is like I was so into the anime and the actual cards.
Oh yeah.
Like, damn, did I go hard on the cards? And that sounds disgusting. And the sticker
saw some Pokemon
books.
cards in there when I get here.
That's his though.
Oh yeah, somebody sent it to us. Jackal did. Yeah.
Though I think I do have. I don't think I brought them with me, but I know I put them somewhere before I left London. But actually, that being said, when I was still in primary school and enjoyed the cards, I remember I brought them in one week for show and tell. And I barely had maybe 20 or 30 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next week, don't remember the person, just that they were a skank, came in for show and tell on the Friday and
Did
had
she
like
have a way better collection?
it was like a binder, and I was just like, all right, okay. I think I was actually.
This is a directed attack.
Like, in my head, I was just like, oh, she probably just thought that, oh, she had it, I'm gonna show mine as well. But it was just like,
it felt like you were getting one-upped
Like-
directly.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
way to personally attack me, dude. I remember going up and saying, wow, that's a real cool collection. The most like honest, humble way I could. And
Oh.
I think she was just like, yes, better than yours.
Oh my God.
Me being the justice warrior I was back then, I was like, I waited for it to be like just before home time. I stole like one shiny from that bitch's binder. No. I didn't even take it home with me. I stole it so that she knew it was missing.
Okay.
Everyone started looking for it. And then I think I ripped it a little bit and I put it out in the passageway or like out in the hall. And I was
That
just
person
like,
could have been a millionaire now.
I don't care, dude. It made me feel good about
Yeah.
myself. I was
What's the
vindictive.
statute of limitations on?
I'm in Canada now.
Yeah.
she's not gonna find me.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was a she or he. I don't actually remember. I just
Oh, it
remember
was
them
that
being
long ago. Yeah, wow.
I remember the jab to my like being.
I feel like
but-
sure, show off your better collection, and like you going up and kind of almost wanting to be like,
That's real
hey,
cool.
let's
Yeah.
talk about Pokemon cards because we have this shared interest, and her being like, I'm so much fucking better than you.
Oh my god, do you see how much better I am? Like, what? Is
Yeah,
that
that's-
allowed?
That's fucked up.
And it was just like,
You guys should
Yeah.
have. You guys should have did
You've
it.
sealed your fate.
You guys should have did it. Did dueled.
why are you like this?
That's Yu-Gi-Oh.
I know.
I was pretty vicious growing up. Like being black comes into it, sure. But I would have moments of like blackout rage.
Oh shit.
Like not like, oh, I black out, wake up and someone's on the
dead?
ground.
Okay.
But it was like I couldn't control my anger and I would lash out at my sisters because like they tease me on purpose. But like out the house, it's just like, well, I know I can't because my mom will beat me, so it's not gonna happen. Like I'm not gonna do that. But yeah,
I was vicious in elementary school. Whenever it was like recess, whatever, you'd go out there and I'd put on my gloves that I cut the edges off of so that my
Oh,
fingers would pop
wow.
out. And I'd just fucking pull out my Yu-Gi-Oh deck and I'd just dominate fools with the wrong rules and all that shit. And like people didn't know what the fuck was going on. I don't know what the fuck
Did you
was
actually
going
used to play Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yeah.
I can't tell if you're making
on. No, I
this
did.
up.
I did, but
it was the details that I couldn't like cutting off.
I don't know why I
fingertips
cut
and,
I cut the fingertips off my gloves to look cooler when I was
well, I
holding the
think
cards.
they had cut off fingers in the show.
Did they? That's probably
the
what caused
gloves?
me to do it.
Yeah.
But I
So
thought like it
I
was gonna
opened
be
those up.
I cut off the fingertips of my gloves so that I could scratch people better or
Oh,
something.
yeah.
But it's just like, no, I can just fucking obliterate
Yeah, when I get in
them
the fight, I
Yu-Gi-Oh.
still have the protection and
Yeah.
still have the attack.
I'm warm, fingertips are cold, it cuts them better, you know?
I just
It's
remember, like,
no, it's
people-
just Yu-Gi-Oh.
People not understanding and we playing with whatever fucked rules we had wrong, and it was just like, oh, but I have a black hole or whatever the hell it was. It just like got
Destroy
rid.
everything?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like whatever. You have to get rid of everything. Like whatever. That's all I remember.
When was the last time you looked at a Yu-Gi-Oh card? This is a serious question. This is not like some weird bullshit.
Probably when I was a kid. Yeah.
Okay. If you look at a Yu-Gi-Oh card now,
Yeah.
the text is like so small and it's a huge paragraph. Like there's no just more like when this flips over destroy a monster or whatever.
I think that's
It's
what it
like
was.
weird, crazy fucking that's man-eater bug. I remember that.
Yeah.
It's like, are you looking up a card right
I
now?
have one,
Oh, do you know one
Yeah.
that's good for this example?
but it's like a meme one. So
Oh,
let
it's the
me-
magic
let
card
me
where it goes
see.
around the edge and all that stuff or whatever.
there is a joke magic
Yeah.
card that does that. But
I don't remember, but I think that's what it was. Is people didn't read the cards, so when we were playing, we're just like, oh yeah, that just gets rid of everything. You just get rid of everything. Like it was like this
because
trust.
it's a short
Yeah.
story and the
Yeah.
fucking like it's crazy. There are some magic cards like that, but they're mostly older ones. Ordered.
Those oral ones. You just kind of you gotta yell out land. No.
There are cards in Magic that tell you to do that in the joke sets. Yeah, I play Magic now. I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh, but I actually, for whatever reason, Jess had a craving to play a card game that wasn't Magic,
Oh.
and so I actually have the two most recent starter decks for Pokemon TCG at home, and we played a few games of it, and
I
it
think
was fine. I think it's a fine game.
I
don't really understand the like meta strategy of it.
Oh no, she's showing us some fucking terrible.
I mean, this is a fake card. This
Oh,
doesn't get
no,
across.
okay.
It's pretty
it's
much
a-
this. I think there should be like more of like
Well,
Well, yeah,
space down there.
that space is filled on
That's
now.
so she's showing us a legitimate Yu-Gi-Oh
a
card.
legitimate
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh card.
Titled bitch, comma, the door.
Activate this card when a bitch needs to get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. That's when you do something.
It was a trap card. It was
Yeah,
Let's try-
obviously. Yeah, it had to be.
I think all I ever had was I had magic cards when I was younger. I didn't know what
Mhm.
they were. I just kind of got them because they look cool, but I never played it, so I didn't.
Do you still have them?
I'd probably do somewhere, but like they're probably
Okay.
busted up. but
Older cards from when we were kids are really fucking
I
valuable.
can't guarantee that they were in good condition though.
It almost doesn't matter
Really?
because there were so few of them compared to how many cards there are now and how
So-
many players there are now.
I will say this: magic cards, I always kept them just in a pile, and they probably went into a drawer somewhere.
Yeah, with
which,
an elastic band around them.
yeah, so I have no idea where they are right now.
Absolutely, that's how you play
The
cards.
Pokemon cards I had though were in a binder in the plastic things, all neatly because I never played them. So they're somewhere. No idea what the fuck they look like now, or if my parents threw it out, I have no idea.
Right, yeah, because you never. Who actually played the Pokemon card game when
Yeah.
you were a kid? You just
And then-
did you just collect them as well?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
pretty
I think the
much.
back 3 or 4 pages of that binder are just Digimon cards.
You can see the change, and then
Yeah.
the binders they're just
It's
blank
ended,
pages.
yeah. But I remember with the Pokemon cards, there was like a place nearby
What's
here.
his face you're
There
making?
were Digimon cards.
Of course there was.
Yeah, Digivolve in action.
What?
There's a place here
There's a
that
card game for fucking every property out there.
Buddy Pal or something.
Digimon was already felt like a ripoff of Pokemon because
Well,
they
yeah,
both said
definitely.
Mon. I don't actually know the lineage of it, but I can only assume they went like, "Hey, this
Oh, they were
monster thing's
digital.
popular."
Digital monsters.
Digital monsters.
yeah.
But
But no, there's a place nearby here that I remember going with Pokemon cards, and like they'd have like binders that you'd go through, and you'd like it was like $1 thing per whatever you swap
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
or you'd swap yours, and you're doing that. And I remember like trying to build some
like
collection,
a nice looking collection.
yeah, of like stuff I didn't have, and I don't remember. I don't know what that looks like anymore. I don't even know if it still exists. There's a binder somewhere that I remember that had all that shit in it. It's probably. I say it probably was looking like immaculate because I just put them in there and I wasn't using them, but knowing me, I probably pulled some out and like fucked them or something. Like, I don't know, dude. They're probably all ravaged. But-
Ravaged.
You
Yeah.
have to find those old magic cards
Mm.
I
somewhere.
don't know if I still have them. Yeah. I don't know where they
I
would be.
found out that there is a basic land from an old set, and the basic lands are just the like whatever. There's like 20 of them in every deck. It doesn't matter. Who cares? There's a basic land that because they originally intended to print basics in a set, but then pulled all 4 out of the 5 that they were going to do from the print run because they were like, oh, actually, this is just going to be expansions, so we don't need to print lands for it. It's a mountain, and it's worth like $200 or $300 or
Oh my
something.
god.
Jesus.
But it's like, what the fuck? I found out about it yesterday because there was some story on Reddit about someone like
Yeah,
getting
yeah.
cheated out of them or something when they didn't know how much they were worth.
Jesus.
Yeah, but it was like he talked about how he had 6 and he's out like $1,000 now or something, and I was like, excuse me, like,
That's gonna do it for the podcast. I gotta go, guys. No,
But I was like, some Magic cards, I was like, okay, people get into collecting and making like really meta powerful decks, and you can win money at competitions. Sure, fine. Like, so if a good card is expensive, like it kind of makes sense because things have limited print runs, and
Yeah.
there's only a certain amount of them in the world, and people need them for competitions and stuff. Sure, it's a fucking mountain. Like, it doesn't matter. How is it one of the more expensive cards in the whole fucking game?
man, selling
Like,
those things.
just
though.
because it's I don't understand. Like, if I had one of those mountains, I'd be like, I'm selling this immediately. I have no fucking attachment to this. There's no reason to put this in any fucking deck. Who cares?
People move mountains, man. Mountains out of a mountain.
Molehill?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
There's a
Because a mountain out
saying.
of a
I don't know what the
mountain
word
would
is.
still be a mountain.
what's a
You idiot.
not aristocrat.
Idiom?
It's good.
An
Use a
analogy.
mountain, a mountain, and then I'm making a big deal out of it. Yeah, it's good.
Analogy? Idiom?
Idiom? Maybe that's the word. One of those words. You
I
choose.
think it's idiom, but
You guys choose.
You should, you figure it out.
You
I
choose.
don't
Whatever card comes out, you pull that one out. Yeah.
I said
What?
you've activated my trap
Oh,
card.
they said winter wrap
under
up.
my breath.
Yeah, I thought you said winter wrap up. I
No.
was like, oh.
Why
so-
would you think I'd say that,
I-
I
Matthew?
don't know, man. No reason.
You
Pot
don't
of
know?
Greed,
Okay.
which allows me to draw 2 additional cards.
It's me, Samuel the
Winter
Great,
wrap
or whatever his
up,
name
winter
is.
wrap
The
up.
way you put out his 5
Five
freaking cards. I
dragons.
couldn't remember the thing. The
What are you saying? Sorry, I
Winter the Great.
I blacked out at the start of the sentence.
When I said Samuel the Great, I don't remember what the hell the card is. When you pieced them all together and you just won and you go.
Exodia.
Oh,
Exodia.
Yeah. I don't know. you said Samuel the Great, and I said Winter the Great because of Winter Wrap-Up. But yeah, Exodia.
Oh boy.
We're both wrong.
All right. You guys think we should
Is that?
keep some talk for the next one?
Yeah, I don't know where to go from here.
Yeah.
I
So-
blacked out when you were made up a name for Exodia, so
Dope. So I'm gonna just say this. This is gonna be a monthly podcast, you guys. We're aiming for a monthly podcast.
yes.
Probably towards the end of the month we'll be recording these.
Mm.
If that pieces together when we recorded this one.
Yeah.
You've done the math. You've done it.
Depends when you put it up.
Yeah, I guess so. Oof.
Ooh.
Soon, hopefully. Anyways, yeah.
Before we end it, can I just say happy birthday?
Oh,
Riccio?
now you've put it. Okay.
exposed it.
The weird thing
Everyone
is,
will know.
at some point between now and let's say mid-December, this will come out. So one of those days was my birthday. Let's see. You guys get to see how bad I fucked up here. Watch this come out like tomorrow, man. It's gonna stay up all night.
Well, now was a challenge that Yalinca
Yeah.
issued to you.
Yeah.
Now people will know how long it's been when you finally upload it.
All right, so I'm gonna have to do this quick so I
Got
don't
him.
look lazy.
Got him.
No, I'm not looking at your open
Aw.
O-fingered hand thing. Don't punch me in the shoulder.
Okay, shoulder. Hey, Maya.
Yeah, I guess that's gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Thanks y'all for listening, and look forward to more of these. Hopefully,
Sup?
I can't believe
You
you've
did
done
it.
this.
You did it. We said we weren't gonna do it.
I did it at some point earlier. You guys didn't notice.
Delete
I
this.
know, you said it. Thanks for watching, you guys.
Bye.
I'm watching. Fuck, dude, I'm used to streaming
Dude,
now.
they can see it.
Oh no.
Thanks for listening.
Thank you
Thanks
for
for
listening,
listening.
guys.